the arbiter, Judge Cust.
I'd like to have a gavel.
Well, yeah, if this works, we'll get you a gavel. We'll give you a wig. How about that?
Okay.
Okay?
I don't know.
Let's get it on. Like Judge Mills Lane. All right, let's hear it.
My friend,
I just think this is going to be
Quiet
a
in the court. Quiet in the court. Let the bailiff read the story.
This is going to be a court for crazy people to be to feel an opportunity to get vindication when none of their friends are saying they're right.
I'm going to hold you in contempt if you say another word before he finishes this.
Okay, sorry.
At Mayo Experience.
welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience presented by Underdog, the Week 18 picks against the spread. Cust Corner, everything in between. Smash the like, share it around, sub to Mayo Media Network, leave a rating and review on Spotify and Apple as well. Do that for me and sub to the free Mayo Media newsletter. Geoff, you're in Florida right now. Did you sign up for the Mayo Cup?
Not yet. I'm going to. I haven't forgotten. No, trust me, multiples, like at least 5 coming from me.
Oh, I like that. I like to hear
but
that.
no, yeah, I'm in Florida. I hope everyone had a beautiful Christmas and a lovely holidays. And week 18, it just blew by.
It did. This was this season felt like it went by a lot faster than some of the seasons. But I will throw out that if you join the Mayo Cup now before January 1st and just screenshot me your paid entry, be it Twitter, Instagram, email, mayomediainc@gmail.com, you get into a draw for a free entry on top of the one that you already got. So if you're curious about playing, you know that you're going to play, why wait until the 13th of January? Just do it now and maybe you'll win another $250 entry. And I'll keep doing these draws too. So if you submit it now, you get extra priority in the draws that are coming up in the new year. The coin is here. Jared's back. Dayton's here and in studio with us, a juggling master, as was proven on Sunday Night Live. It is Tim Undergust.
Tim Undergust.
Not my name.
New Cust Corner. A viewer made a new Cust Corner theme.
Okay.
It's the guy from the live show who gave you the Vietnamese noodles.
Yes, I remember him.
He and his band recorded a new Cust Corner. So we are going to play it this week. I'm going to write
exciting.
that down so I don't forget.
That's exciting.
Because I've been using, Geoff, the new Cust Corner like theme type ones based off of the old one. This one's just brand new.
Love it. Let's go, Tim. I think you look great. I like that look.
Thank you.
Is that a new Christmas gift, that little sweater vest there?
No, I've had the vest for a bit, but I appreciate nonetheless your comments. They're well received.
And you're still like keeping the clean look there. So good
for the time
you.
being. Yeah, for the time being.
Oh, you're thinking about growing back out the grizzly man beard that no one notices you have?
Exactly. Yeah, possibly, considering it keeps your face warmer in these chilly climes. We're not all in Florida.
It'd be nice. It'd be nice to be somewhere warm right now.
It would be nice to be somewhere warm, but I would be equally as sad that it's week 18 in a sunny climate as it is a cold climate.
Did it feel like this year went by faster?
Yes. Yes, it did.
Do you think it's because of the outrageous amount of parity in football?
Part of it.
A lot of it is wrapped up now throughout the course of the season, especially with so many new teams emerging that even if Kansas City and Detroit they haven't been out of it for a while, but like they were on the outside looking in, that you have all these new teams. I feel like there was more to talk about this year.
I agree, and yet it's really weird that in a year where there has been a tremendous amount of parity and where there's like 8 teams that could legitimately win the Super Bowl, I don't remember the last time we went into a week 18 where every wildcard spot is locked up mathematically. No one has a chance to grab. Like, that to me is weird. I can't remember another year where that happened. I'm sure it has happened, but like that's weird to me.
Just like when you didn't remember the last time all 4 teams in one division finished above 500, which the Vikings have a chance to do for the NFC North.
And the Lions. They both got to win.
They both
have to happen.
They both have to win, and then they would join the 2023, 2 years ago.
Yeah, I forgot about that completely.
AFC North.
Yeah, I forgot about that completely.
So you could tell me maybe every season is like this, but you mentioned the parity, and then you mentioned like the slog at like what would be the top of the draft per se. And I would say even going back a week or two, we started to have games that felt like week 18 games. And is adding an extra week, which feels inevitable in the Goodell plan, is that like it just feels like we have more preseason-esque vibe games than ever before, and they're starting earlier. And now the league wants to add another week on this thing. I don't know if that means that we'll have more great games at the end or more of what we've been getting?
Weirdly, I think that you need to expand the schedule to like 20 games in order.
I was just going to say add one extra playoff spot and have 8 teams per conference.
Well, maybe, but
that might solve it.
I think that you need to add the more games to it, because now that, like, when it was more condensed, you keep more people alive for longer. That you have to add the extra playoff spot and add more games to it. I think that's probably what they want to do. I just wish they would go back to 16 games.
I do too. And I actually don't think that that's an impossibility
Yes,
either.
it is.
I think the players' union will have a lot of say as to whether
They want to get paid less? When was the last time you saw the players want less money?
I'm not sure that you can't find a way to reduce the schedule by a game and make everybody basically whole.
Impossible.
Wait, what do you
If anything, they're going to reduce the preseason by a game, add it to the regular season. The players' union, through all its dysfunction, knows it is their ultimate bargaining chip, and they'll have to get something hyper significant in the next labor agreement, because this is a huge bargaining chip that they have in them, sort of, in the negotiation of that extra game. And to Pat's point, it's usually just not just an extra game check, but they're probably going to get something else that they've been asking for a while.
Well, it's not only the extra game check. The game check doesn't really mean anything. It's the additional revenue of the extra week. Like, how much do you think the NFL makes as a league per week that they run a regular season game?
Like, what's one week of TV worth, right?
Yeah. And I even think that if they expand the schedule to 19 weeks, I don't necessarily mean that means 18 games per team. I think they might just go to 2 bye weeks and divvy it out. And that way they create additional revenue, but keep the games exactly the same. And it's probably the one good thing about week 18 now, with all these things locked up, is that there's like it's a semi-bye week for a lot of these playoff teams.
Well, yes and no. I can think like there's 3 teams that like legit can take buys this week.
Sure, but there are teams. I guess one of the problems, because you have a team like Philly this week who has something to play for, but not a ton to play for, that you have to start weighing, is it more worthwhile to go balls to the wall to maybe get the 2 seed from the 3 seed, or let's not get anyone hurt and give our guys a week of rest. It's probably better for them, honestly, to get the week of rest. Like, I don't think you'll see Philly play all of its guys. I don't think you'll see the Bills play all of their guys.
I think that's right.
Because the Bills could move up to 5 if everything breaks right, and then they get the winner of Baltimore and Pittsburgh. But is that worth running out a banged up Josh Allen? Josh Allen will play the first series, keep the game streak going, and that'll be it.
I think that's what will happen, yes.
It's all relative to the circumstances. For example, last year, if you guys recall, the Chargers went out to win week 18 because there was value in that 5 seed. You wanted to avoid, despite getting punked, you wanted to avoid the Bills at the bye, and you wanted to avoid Mahomes. You wanted to avoid Lamar. You wanted to give yourself a possibility of even avoiding maybe Allen in the second round. This year, I don't think there's anything close to that in the AFC picture, where you just get healthy, get rest.
In the AFC, I think that tracks. At least in the NFC, as you pointed out,
the Rams have already said they're playing all their guys the whole game.
Well, they need to get
ready.
Well, they need to get right.
They need to get right.
Well, they're not playing Devontae Adams. He's not going to be playing.
No, although you saw him, in the warm-ups yesterday. He looked great. Well, I wouldn't be shocked if they dressed him and gave him a series or 2.
Maybe that's pushing it, though.
You're going to play everybody else, and he's ready. You might as well see what you got. But
is he ready? It's a hamstring injury. Those generally take 3 weeks. It would be right around 3 weeks here. Probably one that give a bit of extra rest to that guy. We need that guy.
I think I would dress him and see how he played, and then maybe give him a series or 2.
One time Brandon Staley played the starters in week 18.
And then the best receiver of all time got signed by the Jets in the offseason.
And that's not even close to his most horrific week 18 blunder, is it, Jeffrey?
No, we could have taken a tie, and we could have the year the Bengals went to the Super Bowl. That would have been a fun game. Yeah.
Did you watch much of the Christmas Day slate at all, Geoff?
Not really. I was checking in back and forth. We were sort of out and about. And I'll be honest, when you're out and about, it being on like someone else's like Netflix makes it even harder to put on. Like, I don't mind turning someone's TV on and just finding the channel, but like, Aunt Shirley, you can come in here, load in the net. Like, I didn't care. And the game matchups didn't do anything for me. I kind of ignored it until I was home later in the night.
2 games. Just give us 2 games on Christmas. 3's too many.
Well, I think they are going to, as a rule, just not this year because it was a Thursday and there was the tie into Amazon having Thursday night games. Next year it'll be a Friday. I bet you there'll just be 2 games.
Do you think they go Saturday next year too then? Probably.
There'll be Thursday night football for Christmas Eve, 2 Christmas games, 2 Saturday games, and a suite of Sunday games. They don't give up that Saturday revenue. They're only legally allowed to play so many Saturdays in the run of a year. So when they get that opportunity, they do it.
I gotta say, I'm not big on the Saturday games. I find them hard to watch.
I like
because
I like one.
The time of year that they come on is usually, if you're a relatively social person, that it's the holidays. There's usually something going on at that time.
That's true.
Whether it be family stuff, friend commitments, your kids are doing something up until a certain point, then you're home just like, I'm going to bed.
Yeah, but you have to understand, the NFL does not care about its fans or its consumers.
No,
It treats them like Costco treats its consumers.
You love Costco.
I do. And I've said before that like Costco could punch me in the nose every time I walked in, and I would continue to go at the exact same rate I'm going now.
But all Costco does is really scam its consumers.
How so? Please elaborate.
Well, think about it. You usually buy more than you need. You go in there, you've got 2 things in a cart the size of a house. You feel inferior, so you just start putting more things in that goddamn cart. Nothing is labeled. You just see things around. Like everything is, even the nice stuff is just sort of on those huge shelves inconspicuously. The cart just gets full. They get you in. They get you in with a $1 hot dog and a soft drink. And boy, oh boy, like they can get you. I'm a Costco member, but I'm saying there's a method to the madness there.
Yeah, they're very good at business. I agree.
They're like Vincent Adultman.
And now they're building those condos at one of those Costcos.
You have to pay for those.
Well, yeah, of course you do. But like the idea of living on top of a Costco is a very attractive idea, I have to say.
Really?
Of course it is.
Why?
It would be super convenient to live above Costco.
But Costco itself isn't super convenient.
Yes, it is.
Not really. It's constantly packed. Takes forever once you're inside.
Traffic around it would be getting in and out of your building, dealing with like weekend Costco traffic.
You wake up on a Saturday afternoon, and you're hungry. You walk down for $1.50 hot dog every day.
They put those like towers beside the Air Canada Center. And I like couldn't fathom. You try to get in and out of your building like when there's a game on or a game starting or ending. You are in stadium traffic. Nothing sounds less appealing than that.
From the guy who drives to every single Blue Jays game he goes to, despite having easy access to transit. You got no trouble driving in stadium traffic. So what's the criticism?
No. Hold on. You don't understand where
You're right,
like,
I
that
don't.
building is. It's in like a locked in like enclave to get under where the real sports now. I'm being too just centralized, but no. At least where you park for Skydome, you're like already on the city streets. You have access to the quick arteries out of town. No.
I see. I always lived out because I looked at places when like we were trying to buy a condo, and we looked places in that building, and we both kind of agreed that we don't really drive anywhere. I would assume that if you live, I mean, a lot of the Maple Leafs live in that building. Like that's
Raptors.
The Raptors live in that building. If you work downtown, you probably live in that building. We just use transit everywhere.
Foreign money laundering lives in that building.
Sure. I probably rented out from a few of those at some point.
Yeah, fair enough. We all have, I think, in Toronto at some point, yeah.
How do you try to tackle the odds this week? Like, what sort of emphasis do you put on... I feel like this is more of a Geoff thing, because he'll probably look into this a little bit more. That the teams that, quote, have nothing to play for, it feels like those teams cover or outright win far more often than anyone gives the credit. Oh, they're not playing anyone, they just win.
You look at Atlanta last night.
Well, Atlanta played its team.
But they had nothing to play for.
No, but I mean, like the Eagles this week. If we hear that Hurts doesn't start, like, wow, if the Eagles can't win, then they'll just win.
I don't know. It depends. I think you have to go game by game. Like last year, the Chiefs had nothing to play for. They didn't play their stars. They lost to Denver by like 50 points. Mm-hmm. So,
but I feel like that's what sticks out in our mind. We don't think about the other games.
I think unless you have a really, really good read on one of those games, you are better off just to steer clear. Stick to the ones that matter, or stick to the preseason style games where you know everyone's going to at least play all their guys.
The game that like lives forever, I think, in our minds was like the Bills needed to win to make the playoffs, a totally meaningless game for the Steelers.
They lost 10-0.
I was thinking the Wentz game from a couple of years ago.
Well, there was a Packers-Bills one too, I feel like, at one point.
That wouldn't be week 18 because they.
It wasn't week 18. It was week 17.
But they have been playing divisional record games
for how long?
Since 2010. So.
I think I'm going back to the Mike Mularkey Bills.
I mean, I remember the Bills-Steelers game where the Bills needed to win to get into the playoffs, and the Steelers won irrespective, and they went 15-1. I remember the game you're talking about.
That was the Roethlisberger. They went to the Super Bowl year, wasn't it? The first Roethlisberger
know that
year?
they went. That was 2004, so they did not go to the Super Bowl. They lost in the championship game, I'm pretty sure, to the Patriots that year. Because that's the year the Patriots and the Eagles played when T.O. basically was Super Bowl MVP on a broken leg.
And McNabb threw up in the huddle.
Yes, he did. But I think of the Wentz game, more specifically, where they were like 15-point favorites and lost to make the playoffs.
For the Colts.
Yeah, the Colts were 15-point favorites and lost.
So what do you think the Chargers will play anyone, Geoff? Yes or no? No?
No. And if they do, it's
some
like
people.
if they do, because the rosters aren't big enough to go like full throttle, the starters might start a series.
But you're going to have to play your linemen. You don't have 15 offensive linemen on the roster.
No, but the Chargers might. And what do you think a backup to like Bradley Bozeman looks like, people? Like, what do you think our backup center looks like? Oh, my God. I think Denver's – I told you guys yesterday morning, I thought, like, get on that 7. Even consider parlaying it with Houston because there's the correlation there because Houston winning early would make it even impossible for the Chargers to move. I think this game's going to look like the Chiefs-Denver game of a year ago.
Did you see the dig stuff that came out this morning?
Yes.
Did you see it, Geoff?
Yeah, and I'm not going to lie. My brain just goes, could he be suspended wildcard weekend? Because it's that time of year in my head.
I got to think the answer to that question would be yes. If there's formal charges for strangulation and battery coming out.
But you're also innocent until proven guilty. And the Patriots have said...
Well, hold on. In the court of law, yes. Yeah. Not by the court of being suspended by the NFL.
Yeah, I don't know what...
Ray Rice was suspended far before he was found guilty of anything. Although he was on camera, so that was...
I'm not saying he won't be suspended. I'm saying it's not a slam dunk. And the Patriots' defense of him was pretty full-throated today, which made me think that maybe I don't know. I don't know what's going on there, but I would say there's obviously a real chance that he misses wild card week, but I don't know that to a certainty. Initially, when you said Diggs news, I thought you meant the cornerback.
Yeah, the Cowboys the Cowboys cut him. That's what you get when you drop a TV on your head. That's the best. Trying to think of the best sports injuries, like the most hilarious ones in my lifetime. That one has to be up there. Trying to mount a TV for your mom and dropping the TV on your head, causing a concussion.
I don't know, Dustin falling down the stairs at the Masters.
Well, we'll never get the real inside story on that.
He fell down the stairs.
They couldn't even come up with something like hilarious to mask the fact
Which makes me think that's probably exactly what happened.
Yeah, Geoff, what do you think?
No, fall down the stairs. Something else happened there. Something else happened.
It was I think it was John Smoltz tried to iron a shirt he was wearing at the time.
Yes, that happened.
And then he couldn't pitch. Marty Cordova spent too much time in a tanning bed at one point.
Like
couldn't play that night.
Someone like cutting apples or something in bed.
Yeah, somebody cut themselves cutting produce or something.
Fruits in bed, a pitcher or something. That was a big one.
There was one. It was someone on the Rockies. I want to say it was Todd Helton hurt himself elk hunting. I think that's what it was. Or carrying the meat.
Pitcher for
You're
Cleveland.
almost close, Pat.
What is it?
He had a rookie carrying he took a rookie hunting, and the rookie had to drag the meat up the stairs and hurt himself carrying Todd Helton's meat. That's
a pitcher for Cleveland the year that the Jays played in the ALCS.
Got that wrong,
he hurt himself with a drone. It was some drone injury that he gave himself that year.
Remember Jeff Kent off the motorcycle, but he claimed he was washing his car?
Yes.
Yeah, Paul Quantrill did the same thing. He said he hurt himself in a tobogganing accident because in his contract, if he was not allowed to ride snowmobiles.
And then there was the famous Montreal Canadian who claimed he was hurt, but then he was seen like skiing, and that sent them into like a shitstorm.
Or the Raiders center before the Super Bowl, who just wandered into Mexico the night before the Super Bowl.
Brett Romberg?
What was his name? I can't remember.
I always get it wrong. I mix him up with someone else, and then the comments always correct me.
But that was like the strange. It should have been the sign to everybody the Raiders were going to lose that Super Bowl.
Robbins, Barrett Robbins.
That's it. He just wandered into Tijuana. That was the last time I think that Joe Robbie had. Is that the last time that you had the Super Bowl?
Eugene Robinson, the Falcons safety, got caught with the prostitute before the Denver game.
That did happen. That's right.
There's some good ones out there. This one's not so good. The Travion
it's-
Diggs one, hilarious. Stefan Diggs one,
No,
less,
terrible.
less hilarious.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, no, this is
terrible.
not on that level. This is.
This is like Tyreek Hill, Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, this is the
If
accusations
true.
are.
Pat,
are
what about
terrible.
Webb Simpson playing at the pool?
Yeah,
With,
hurt himself throwing his son up and down in the pool. Couldn't play that week. That's a real golf injury if there ever was one.
Yes, it is.
Although when we went on that golf trip to Cabot 2 years ago, I jumped into the front seat of my car, Geoff, and threw my back out.
That did happen.
I couldn't walk or swing a club. Still played.
That
Not
did
well.
happen.
Beat you.
Oh, well, that's not hard.
Let's get into, we should probably recap last week. You had a terrific week.
No,
it's over.
You pulled 6 games ahead of Geoff with 1 week to go in the competition. It felt like you were going to cough it up.
I felt so too, but I found a way to land the plane last week.
Well, it's not a done deal
It's not a done deal, but like that and my 50-point comeback on Monday Night Football to win my Keeper League championship is a pretty good stretch.
Good for you, Tim. Congrats, buddy.
Because I had this the year, I think it was 2004. Maybe it was 2000. It was 2006. I drafted Tomlinson first overall. And after week 1, I made a trade to get Gates as well. So I had Tomlinson and Gates the year that Tomlinson scored 31 touchdowns. And it was the most fun fantasy year of all time. Like, oh yeah, here's Tomlinson. He's going to score 40 points. It's awesome.
I had the first.
You had that with Bijan.
I had the first pick in the draft, and despite most people mocking the receivers first, I said, no, I'm taking Bijan first. And I never owned him before, and I did, and he was fantastic, fun to have all year. And then I, in my infinite wisdom, bench Drake May for the first time all season and leave 35 points on my bench and for Matt Stafford, and it was down 49 points going into Monday Night Football, and I got a 40 burger out of Bijan, and then 12 out of Stafford. And by the skin of my teeth, despite my own idiocy, I managed to win.
Is it your first championship?
It's the first time since 2011 that I've won in that league. My
Good for
third
you,
championship, but my first since 2011.
Yeah, you won like 2 of the first
Since
3
I've
years.
known you, since I've known you, there've just been a lot of torturous reports from that league.
I haven't made the playoffs since 2016.
Oh,
It has
good
been a
for you,
decade,
buddy.
and
Bask in
finally,
that credit, pal. Bask in it.
look,
You got your Patriots credit for winning the division. You get your
from
credit
some people, I'm still. I think now would be
Listen,
the.
we hadn't
I think
gotten
now's
there
the
yet.
time.
I was expecting Jared to hit the music and you start a speech, so I was leaving that floor to you.
Okay.
Before I said, Tim, congratulations, great call. You were right. I was wrong. You're the best. I was wrong, but let's not kid ourselves. Even though what's looming potentially next week, every Patriots fan who listens to this show, they know like I'm their guy, not you.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
know who last year was telling them they drafted that quarterback.
and yet,
that
who was the
guy.
person who said they had the best quarterback in the division? And he looks like he's going to win the MVP now by the odds.
Okay, here's how stupid this market is.
He's going to win.
So-
He's kind of the best QB, isn't he? If he's going to win MVP, because Geoff always talks about how no one wins MVP right away. That there's a progression of getting to MVP.
There
And
usually is.
he's gonna win it off the hop.
Progression, to be honest, Lamar broke it. This would even be a bigger break than that, I would think. Because Lamar at least showed some late season signs, and there was actually in the betting markets, he was a very popular, shockingly preseason pick by some people. I don't know anyone that had like any notion of Drake May doing anything like this. So full marks. Yeah, Tim, you're right. Usually you got to earn it before you win it, and he's just going to skip a stage, a big one.
He picked the right year to have the Patriots play like the easiest schedule of all time, and him to play well, and them to convert on
Burrow, Mahomes,
Mhm.
Lamar. Like, I'm not knocking Drake May when I say this because it's incredible, and it doesn't matter what happens this year. Patriots fans are going to like my rankings at the end of the year.
They probably should.
But how do I put this? There are probably quarterbacks who haven't won the MVP the last few years who have had much better, I don't want to say better seasons than what Drake May is doing this year.
And it's not his fault, or he didn't do anything to make
Not
sure
his
that
fault.
the Rams played 2 primetime games the last 2 weeks, and they lost both of those games.
But this is how I want us to, because I tried to frame this earlier in the year when we were talking about MVP, that it really does matter if you play on primetime. That swings everything, good or bad, because the MVP odds in real time, I think Stafford opened at minus 250 last night. And by halftime, it was think he was like plus 175, and Drake May was the favorite. The Rams had a defensive touchdown, right?
No, they had a special teams touchdown.
Yeah, the special. So,
but he also threw for 2.
Yeah, but he threw for 1 special teams touchdown, and then he threw to Puka.
That's right.
After the special teams touchdown, he went from plus 175 back to even money. So it didn't even have anything to do with him. So it really
very
people were just
reactionary.
excited at Jared Verse giving deuces to a team that who's beating them by 2 touchdowns as he's running it in.
I think this was the best thing that happened to the Rams, honestly.
You would say that, but
I do. Well, they have yet to win without Devontae Adams in these games. They're going to get him back.
Their problem is they haven't got Devontae Adams.
Yeah,
if Seattle loses, doesn't Seattle get the 5 seed though?
Yeah, the Rams are locked into 6, aren't they?
No, they can
or unless San Francisco loses.
If San Francisco loses, they can jump up to 5, which I think San Francisco is probably going to lose, which means the Rams are probably going to end up in 5. Seattle's favored. I think Seattle's going to win. Anyway, so put it this way. It's very feasible for the 49ers to be the loser on Saturday night, and then for the Rams to become the 5 seed and play Carolina.
And if you draw all those matchups up, and we'll do the schedule draft with me and Gary on Sunday Night Live to see who ends up in what spot. But I actually like the Niners against the Eagles if that's the game. I think that's a bad team for the Eagles.
I do not agree.
I don't think that the Eagles will be able to score too many points because they can't.
Okay, you would say that, but like the Bears went from scoring 12 or 13 against Green Bay to scoring 38 and nearly 45 against 40.
Look, I don't think that they have a good defense. This is an indictment on the offense for Philadelphia.
The 49ers can't win the Super Bowl. They're one of the teams I actually don't think can win because their defense is so hellacious.
Defense is very, very fickle. It's not sticky like offense is. You can get hot defensively.
I don't think this team can get hot on defense.
This is who Purdy has played since they have come back.
No,
Arizona, Carolina, Cleveland, Tennessee, Indy, Chicago. Obviously that Browns game, it was horrible weather, but he has not done anything.
Except against Chicago.
I take that back.
Purdy has done over the past 6 weeks what Drake May has done all year.
That's right.
He's played the teams he's supposed to beat up on. He beat the shit out of them.
But like Drake May, if you did right now of the teams, because I wouldn't include the Steelers and, maybe even not the Chargers or the Panthers, but of the teams that are like maybe could really win the Super Bowl, how are your where does 49ers fit on your fraud rankings, if at all?
Well, they don't fit on my fraud rankings because I think that over the course of a 4-game stretch, if they just play above their median in terms of defense and continue I think they have the 3rd best offense in the league, that it's doable for them, especially if they get the 1 seed. They get the 1 seed, they get to play at home all the way through. I think they're entirely beatable by anyone. They could lose to fucking Carolina.
That's why to win 3 games in a row. But I just don't think is on the cards.
They kind of remind me of that Ravens team with Flacco that won, because that defense wasn't a great defense.
No, but not that the 49ers aren't a great defense. They're a horrific defense.
There's bad defenses out there.
No one worse going to the playoffs than they.
Yeah, you're right.
And I think that Seattle is going to eat them for lunch.
New England and San Francisco have very similarly ranked defenses.
New England, Denver, San Francisco are teams I don't think have a chance to win the Super Bowl.
Why not Denver?
Why Denver on your
Denver
list?
Doesn't beat. We'll go through Denver. When we get to Denver, we'll go through Denver's schedule this year.
They beat Philly.
And we'll talk about how good Denver has been this year.
They beat Philly and Philly.
Yeah, we'll go through all their games. I mean, we'll weigh the balances to how well they've played this year against teams that are absolutely horrendous. And we'll talk about Denver. I don't think Denver or San Francisco, they could be the 2-1 seeds. I don't think either of them really are serious contenders for the Super Bowl. Which sounds so dumb because they're going to be the 1 seed, but I really don't think they are. Just like Tennessee wasn't the year they were the 1 seed a couple years ago.
I think that they lose this week too. But I think that this Niners team does something better than that Tennessee team did. That Tennessee team was the epitome of, they're kind of like a worse version of this year's Jags, where they were just kind of
one on those teams.
AJ Brown.
It was
AJ Brown and Derrick Henry in defense. That's how they played their games.
But their defense wasn't even that good.
They were good enough.
But the offense wasn't spectacular.
I mean, they didn't go a whole year without getting an interception. That's a rare defensive.
Well, you got the unbreakable. You called it a hinge game this week.
In many ways, it is, and that is an unbreakable record. It's not like we hired a ball hawking defensive back as head coach.
Well, it could be breakable if they go to 19 games or 18 games. Then you can break it.
At least our worst statistical season in football history in the month of December record that we made this year is beatable. But this,
Geoff, has Atlanta sucked you back in for next year?
when they play like they do last night,
They played well
That's
for
what I buy
2.5
into,
quarters.
man.
I tell you what, if Kirk Cousins had started from week 1 this year, that team is going to finish probably 8-9.
Do you
that
think Raheem saved his job?
No.
No, but like that team is probably going to finish 8-9. I do think they're going to beat New Orleans this week. So give them 2 wins. Give them 2 extra wins, and they win that division, and they're in the playoffs.
Because the division sucks.
Okay, but that's the division they find themselves
Yeah,
in.
that is. That they don't ever win.
Just saying.
They
like,
do the Falcons thing every
They're
single year.
going to tie for the division lead this year.
That's great. They're not going to,
Potentially.
and they can't make the playoffs. Why? Because they're the Atlanta Falcons.
I get it, but like they show, unlike so many other mediocre teams, they show flashes that no other team does.
You know what flashes they show? They win games when the games don't matter anymore.
Cousins looked good last
They
night.
lost to the fucking Jets.
Yeah,
That's
they did.
crazy. That's
They did.
crazy.
They did.
That's crazy.
They're great though. Thanks.
Yeah, but the Broncos can beat the Jets by 2 points, and the world's best team.
Unless they beat the Raiders by 2 points or
3
1
points
point.
and 7 points.
I mean, the Jets game is weird, but they did play those division games. Like the Raiders played them tough the one time, and the
Beat
Chiefs
the
played
Giants.
them tough.
Beat the Giants by a point.
Yeah, and was that the Giants coming back from?
That was them coming back on the Giants.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll get into. I have very low opinions of the Broncos, and really, really like the Chargers' chances this week, even with
Oh, I do.
a backup,
Oh,
even with your
sure.
backups. I think your backups are still better than that Raiders team that was rolled out a couple of weeks ago. Your backups are better than what the Chiefs were last week, and they nearly
get
lost
there.
a game to the Chiefs on Christmas night.
We'll get there.
That game was, anyway,
So to recap, last week you lost both of your free money plays.
I did.
Green Bay really let you down after you said Malik Willis sucks,
Malik
and
Willis
then backed
played
him.
well.
You lost.
He still played well.
He did play really well. He's gonna be the Jets quarterback. You got to talk him up now.
I'm not so sure that's true, but
Who's gonna be the Jets quarterback?
I think there's a decent chance we're going to have the 2 pick or the 3 pick and have a quarterback in this draft.
Hold on. What about Lamar loses on Sunday night and the
Miami.
bad blood from everything and the contract and the org? Like everything just starts to overflow, Tim.
I let myself believe that a couple years ago, and then when there was talk about Lamar maybe leaving the Ravens, and there was bad blood, et cetera, and he didn't show up to that playoff game, and then they re-signed him. So I'll believe Lamar's leaving when I hear Lamar's leaving.
He said Miami.
Maybe
Did that make you mad? And then Tua's the Jets
You
quarterback.
know, I'm gonna be
That is-
in a rough, and I'm gonna be in a rough spot.
If I can draft next year of what I want to see, Geoff, it is Lamar gets traded to the Dolphins and Tua starts for the Jets.
Tua seems improbable. You have to go more realistic.
Well, so who was it? Was it Garion who pointed out Tua to the Colts?
Malik Willis, Kyler Murray, like feels more realistic than Tua. To be
I'd probably
honest.
have him backing up in Atlanta. Have a left-hander back up a left-hander.
I honestly like him to the Colts makes a ton of sense.
What
Yeah.
about Tua to back up Rivers' high school team?
You get one of those Cuban birth
Oh my god!
certificates.
In the comments last week, killed me. Someone said,
We know you were in the comments. I was watching.
"No,
was
they
not.
said
What
they
did you
didn't know
say?
I got a $5 haircut to match Phillip Rivers." It growed in a bit since, but that killed me. That killed me. Good commenter.
I have been trying to figure out. I'm trying to get a new hair. I think I'm going for a new hairstyle. I've had this
Okay.
haircut for 25 years.
What about the
Yeah, since
dreadhawk?
yeah.
I don't know. My hair won't do anything different at this point. But now my hair's not quite as strong as it once was.
Oh, really?
It's not falling out, but it's not like
I think your hair is fine the way it is.
I don't know. I don't know if I like it anymore.
I think it's fine. I think you should leave
See,
it.
I don't want fine. I'm not here to settle for fine.
I think we're to an age now where fine is as good as
No.
it gets in some
I,
ways.
I mean, I'm going to take it from Geoff. Usually has the best hair of anyone. He carries a comb around with him.
So listen, sometimes it's no, only for no, I don't carry a comb.
I've seen your brush.
You do carry a brush.
I'll try not to take offense to that, Pat.
What?
Not best hair on the show.
Well, you're not really on the show. You're not on camera. Although he was on camera juggling earlier.
Yeah,
Jared's
that's
got,
true.
Jared's got a great head of hair. Listen, sometimes it's
Thank you,
just if I've left like a brush at a studio before. That's there's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. You got a flow that you have to tame. I respect
I'm
that.
like Pizzola. Can you get like Pizzola's got the thing in Liberty Village?
Pizzola doesn't need a comb or a mirror, Geoff.
Yeah, I'm like Pizzola. Can you just like get a mirror in here? Because the washrooms need a key card, and it's just like a little small mirror, so I know what I'm gonna look like.
You should start carrying one of those compacts
Yeah.
with a mirror in
No.
it, Jeffrey.
Yeah, you walk through customs. What's that small mirror for in your pocket, sir?
But
Gotta look
usually
my best.
hair is at a point where I can't, like a comb doesn't work. Like I need like a full-fledged like brush. It's a thick, whatever. Let's move on.
I
It was a
remember
good
when
comment.
we went
Good
when
comment. I laughed.
when we went to Montreal and Geoff kept picking the wrong hat to wear day after day. His hair was not cooperating with him because he had the wrong hat on every day.
Please, just why do you gotta just let's move along?
If anyone would like to make a last-second nomination to the Custy Awards, that locks in 2 days, and the ballots will be sent out for everyone to vote on. And this is the last Super Show of the year. This is
No, this is the season finale of the show.
Well, we're still doing the
But
show.
the playoff show is not this show.
Yeah, it's not 3 hours long.
No, this is what you get. 18 weeks of this show, and this is the 18th week. It's a different show. It's got similar dynamics, same people, same vibes.
It's just not as long.
But this is the last regular season show of this show.
That's why I wanted to have fun with it. So I was not.
I'm having fun. You're not having fun?
I'm having a great time.
You're over there sweating about your hair and
I
thinking
am
about
sweating
that,
about my hair.
and not about the show. I'm over here trying to think about the show.
Well, the part of the show is a visual component.
And I think your hair looks great.
Some of us comb our hair for the show.
I had a stocking cap on, and I got my hair all messed up. I'm sorry.
It's really
You call a
frizzy.
hat a stocking cap?
A toque?
Well,
mean a toque?
to me, if it has a pom pom on it, it's a stocking cap, and if it doesn't have a pom pom, it's a toque. To me, a toque doesn't have a pom pom.
No, toques can have pom poms.
Can they?
Yes.
Okay. To me, a toque is like pom pomless.
What do they
No,
call
because
it?
I guarantee you, if you went on to like a normal store and you went to like buy a hat with a pom pom, it would say toque. Like
Okay.
toque
No,
would be
you
the
may be right, but to me, that was the distinction I always made. But I will concede that the hat game is yours, and so if that's what you say it is, then that's what it is.
Oh, for people who like to listen to podcasts and watch videos on Mayo Media Network, subscribe to Mayo Media Network. But Geoff, on New Year's Day, if you're coming home on New Year's Day, there is a best moments of 2025 show all ready to go between me, Cust, and Garion. That's coming out. And my Michael Kim interview for later on this week. And a new intro to the show.
I'm excited for all of it. All of it.
I'm excited to hear the records, which you've attempted now twice, but been shut down twice.
I've shut myself down
Yeah.
twice. 9-6 for me, 7-8 for Geoff, 11-4 for Tim. The coin 4-11. You're now 138 and 111. Geoff is 132 and 116. You hold a 6-game advantage going into the final. We all hit our Superlocks last week. Although I was feeling pretty dicey about New Orleans when they fumbled through the end zone for a touchback. It's like, how many times can this happen to me in 1 year?
That's what you get when you pick the worst teams in the Superlock.
Listen, I've been riding New Orleans here for a few weeks.
And look, they've been playing great, but like that happens.
Your free money dropped to 3-16 for the year.
Yeah.
32 and 167 all time.
Yeah. Well, I got one last one to go. 1 4-team tease left.
And
New Year's tease.
And as we get to the playoffs, you may or may not give a free.
Yeah, I don't always do it. I probably will in wild card week because there's super
wild
wild card
card
week because there's 6 games. But like, you know, that may be it. You never know.
All right, people, it's that time of year again. The Mayo Cup is officially open. That's right, your yearly reminder that you could win life-changing money if you stop making coward picks and actually commit to greatness. Let's talk stakes, because the Mayo Cup, not messing around. $110,000 to first place. $110,000 actual, real dollars. And with your $250 entry, you're playing for a prize pool of $1.2 million. That's 7 figures of pure, delicious fantasy golf sweat. And this season, the Mayo Cup is fully available in the Fanball app. Week-to-week picks, leaderboard sweats, berating yourself for fading the guy who wins by 6. You can do it all right from your phone. So head to the Fanball app, search for the Mayo Cup, and get yourself entered. $1.2 million in prizes. $110,000 to the winner. Just $250 to play. This is the year. Unless you blow it again. But hey, you might not. Sign up now. The contest tees off January 15th. I gotta tell you about pre-alcohol, my secret weapon before a night out. I used to choose a great night or a great next day. Now, I get both with Z-Biotics. It's the world's first genetically engineered probiotic made by PhD scientists to fight rough mornings. Alcohol creates a toxic byproduct in your gut, not dehydration, that ruins the next day. Pre-alcohol makes an enzyme to break it down. Drink it first, drink it responsibly, and wake up still feeling fresh. I was skeptical, but the first time that I tried it, rooftop, with my pals, drank it before my first cocktail, next morning, felt amazing, ready to crush the day. Go to zbiotics.com ZBiotics.com/Pat Mayo to learn more and get 15% off your first order when you use Pat Mayo at checkout. ZBiotic is backed with a 100% money-back guarantee, so if you're unsatisfied for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Remember, head to ZBiotics.com/Pat Mayo and use the code Pat Mayo at checkout for 15% off. The holidays are here, the season of giving, and at Underdog, they're going big. They even hooked me up with Thunderbirds tickets. It was great. It's like Underdog knows me better than I know myself. But here's the crazy part. They know you guys just as well. From now through the 31st, Underdog is dropping exactly what you want. Daily promos every single day. College football, pro football, basketball, fight sports, you name it. Promos every day for you to enjoy. So check your app every day. It's Underdog Unwrapped, and it's going to be our best one ever. If the NFL was college football, do you think they would allow Carolina or Tampa Bay in?
Oh, they let James Madison in, so sure.
So this is like the mid-major playoff spot?
It is the mid-major playoff spot.
Tampa's favored by 2.5, 44 is the total. Clearly, Carolina is going to win.
They don't need it. They don't need the game.
Who?
Carolina doesn't need the game.
If they win, they control their destiny.
Well, it's over if they win.
If they lose, they're not necessarily out, but they could be.
Correct.
So winning is
They
probably
don't need it, but they'd love to have
winning
it.
is probably on the docket here for them. They would like to do so.
I subscribe to your philosophy of good week, bad week, good week, bad week. This is a good week.
This program supports the Carolina Panthers, and Pat remains an NFC South merchant.
We have one more game to go. See, I haven't been bringing it up all year like Tim has with his New England Patriots. I have real money.
To be fair, there was reason for you not to bring it up all year.
Well,
because
they've been in the lead of this division for like 5 weeks now.
But it's looked significantly more dicey than the Patriots for like the last month. It became very clear to everybody that it was pretty obvious they were going to win it sooner or later.
Yes. But yeah, my 8-1 Carolina division winner future.
You have a chance. Now, would you come in on New Orleans on Sunday if they lose on Saturday?
No. I'm just going to.
There's a chance to, okay. Because you have 2 cracks at hedging if you wanted, I suppose.
Sure, I don't want to. It's
or you could middle it. You could take Tampa
I told you on Sunday that it's only worth $1,000. I'm not going to hedge out of $1,000.
But you could middle it and take Tampa and have the Saints.
That is true. I don't think I want to start getting into that.
Well, I'm just asking.
I have golf money I need to spend now. Now that golf is coming up.
I love Carolina in this game, I have to say. And I don't know if I've loved Carolina in a game many times this year because I really don't respect the team in terms of their talent level or their quarterback. But Tampa is so disgusted to me. I'm so tired of this Tampa team. They're like the Lions in that they are loaded with talent and they just play terribly every week. And their coach is going to have to go when this game is over. And if they could get somebody competent in there, I mean, people have talked all year about not having Ben Johnson hurting the Lions. Like Liam Cohen being away from Tampa has also been a pretty significant loss that people aren't talking about.
It has been, but I think a lot of that was put through the lens of they lost Canales the year before after having a great offense.
Sure.
Liam Cohen steps in, and I was a part of this too. Just say, maybe it's just Baker. Maybe Baker knows how to run this offense, and you can put whoever there. That was wrong. And Baker's been hurt all year. 2 things about this game injury-wise, though. Baker is now off the injury report for the first time in 4 weeks. Rico Dowdle now considered day-to-day because he has a toe injury.
Okay.
So that's bad news. It's not helpful.
Sure it is. And it's in Tampa. But I can't imagine laying points with the Buccaneers right now.
I agree with you.
How could you do it? So we have to take we have to take the Panthers.
Coin's taking the Bucks, Geoff.
And the Panthers are on the teaser. This is a great tease game. If Tampa wins, I don't think they're routing Carolina. If they win, they're going to win 17-10. So I will take the first part of a 7-team tease. We'll tease up the Panthers.
17-team
tease. Sorry, a 6-point tease that gets them to 7.5 or 8.5.
8.5. So Geoff, who are you taking?
I feel like I'm going to be taking the Carolina Panthers here. Just
you feel
keep counting. The Bucks are a disgrace.
Oh, disgraceful.
And I agree. Heads got to roll there, despite it for the most part having been a successful operation. And Baker's playing. He's obviously banging the shit up, right?
He looks like it. He doesn't look like he
September
doesn't look like
MVP
good
Baker.
But Baker's done this in his career too. He's played really well for a year and a half.
What are they into him for?
4 years. He has actually a very team friendly deal.
You think they need to think about that, Tim?
I think if next year looks like this year, then yeah, I think he's
because of a durability thing.
Durability and like performance and like he's like going into year 8 of his career next year. Like if there are struggles next year, I think if it's a team friendly contract, then opening up the trap door after next year or during next year would be the way to go.
What happens on Sunday night when you hear like the 9 things he's been playing with for the last month?
Or when they win this game, they make the playoffs and win the division for the third.
But that's not going to change because the way he plays is conducive to the type of injuries that he gets. It goes back to why I'm very critical of Jackson Dart as a long-term prospect for the Giants too. He plays football in a particular way and develops injuries in a particular way, which isn't conducive to long-term success at the quarterback position.
You know, else could learn to go out a step earlier. It's Justin Herbert on the Chargers.
You would think that maybe they could bring someone in from the Dodgers to teach him how to slide.
Trevor Lawrence is exactly the same way.
Agreed.
But Josh Allen is also the same.
Save that stuff for January. Don't do that stuff in the regular season.
So round to Carolina. Not what I was expecting.
Okay.
Other Saturday night game, Seattle at San Francisco.
Were you surprised? We were both surprised that this was the Saturday night game.
I was surprised it was a Saturday night game because, as you mentioned to me, they hadn't announced what the Sunday night game was going to be until after Sunday Night Football, meaning they were probably waiting to see what happened with the Niners.
I thought so, too. I was actually very surprised this wasn't the Sunday night game.
So, Tim, someone told me that after this game, the 49ers, it would have been the amount of game, like 3 games in like 2 weeks or something.
What?
The 49ers will be on a 3rd game in 12 days.
Monday night against the Colts.
Sunday night, Saturday night.
Yeah. In 12 days? 3 games in 12 days?
So they had short rest, 1 day short rest, 2 of the 3 weeks.
Which makes me think, would you not think that they might be for sure, if they do make the playoffs, sent to Sunday? Just to get them because they've sort of been short for a bit, or like they don't care at that point.
I do.
I think that, especially if it's Philly 49ers, they'll get that might be the best game of round 1.
Yeah, that would likely be the Saturday middle of like the America's Game of the Week slot, I would think. Or if it's a 4-5, ESPN could in theory grab that as the 4-5 game too.
What?
San Francisco, Carolina. They could grab that.
San Francisco, Carolina.
Yeah, they could grab that as the 4-5 game too on Monday night if they want to. I don't think it will be.
I don't think you'll see ESPN touch Carolina or Tampa Bay.
No, I don't think so either. But like, given that they're playing on a Saturday, Geoff, this week, putting them on Saturday again next week, it's only a week. I think that would, and particularly if Carolina is also playing.
Oh, that'll for sure be Saturday then. Yeah.
Then I think the early, like the Saturday afternoon game, the 5:00 game Saturday, Carolina, San Francisco.
Is that the curtain jerker?
I think that would make the most sense. And Fox gets the extra wild card game this year, so that would be an NFC game to give to Fox. I think that's
honestly like I have.
They do for the playoffs.
The show on Sunday night. One of the most fun things to do as a football fan is predicting that grid.
Oh yeah, it's why that's my favorite Sunday Night Live of the year. I love that game.
Yeah,
I love
it. Best game. It's the best
game. Niners are now 1-point dogs in this game.
They can't stop anybody.
They can't stop scoring. They're like Burt Reynolds in 1974.
Well, so I mean, I'm obviously taking Seattle.
I'm taking Seattle,
and I'm teasing Seattle as well.
See, whereas I guess it's.
But I get why you wouldn't take Seattle.
Wait, you're teasing Seattle?
I'm going to tease Seattle.
You're teasing through 0?
I am for the first time all season. Because there are so few games I like this week, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I'll tell you, the only reason, in my opinion, the only reason to take San Francisco is Sam Darnold. And you expect him to turn into a pumpkin. If you think he's gonna play well, I think you got to take Seattle. If you think he's gonna fizzle as he did in this spot last year, has throughout his career in big spots, then that's the reason to take San Francisco. It's a play against Sam Darnold. I don't think there's to me it's hard to make a case for the Niners in a positive sense.
I think this is the single worst matchup for the 49ers.
Yeah, I could see that.
Although they did beat them in week 1.
They did because of a fumble by Sam at the very end of a very close game.
So, and Darnold was begging to give away that Panthers game last week.
Yes, he was.
They couldn't do anything.
And the Colts game for that matter.
So it's not like Carolina is running out some sort of amazing defense.
No.
And a lot of it's just like Darnold's ability to hit his own linemen, to hit defensive linemen with these passes is just unmatched by anyone. But I do appreciate their vertical offense. I don't think basically what Luther Burden and Colston Loveland were able to do to the Niners. I think the Seahawks are just going to be a better version of that with their efficiency. Like, how do they stop in JSN? They're not. They can't even stop AJ Barner in this game. Maybe Shaheed will come back. That'll look good for them as well. And I think Seattle's defense is one of the few defenses that can limit this offense. So I like Seattle here, -1. Me personally, I would like to see the Niners be the 1 seed.
No,
I think that's more fun in the
I don't
NFC.
want Sam to have to play wild card week. I don't want him to have a loss here.
No, I told
have
you
everything hang over his head.
Carolina gets him off the mat wild card week, builds confidence.
No, I want him having the bye at home.
Hold on. As someone with the Seattle Super Bowl future, I had this thought in my head, like, you know what? Let's get like Darnold ball rolling downhill week 1 of the playoffs. Like, he needs confidence. Let's get it for him in that first playoff game. And they're good enough to match up with the other teams. I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't think it's the worst case scenario. I wouldn't think it's that bad.
I told Tim the best thing for him that could happen to Sam Darnold is Sam Darnold gets injured for the year in this game, then doesn't have to play in the playoffs because then he can't falter in the playoffs,
so
and
terrible.
Tim can continue to go through. You know what worst case scenario is here?
Oh, I know what worst case
scenario is they lose this game, they go to Carolina and lose.
Oh yeah, no, I'm well aware of like what can happen. We saw it last year.
And I'm betting Carolina money line in the first round if they lose to Tampa but still get in the playoffs because they'll be like 17-point underdogs and they'll win outright.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll be that big of an underdog. But
are you reserving a take now for Chargers Denver that Herbert should play so he could get hurt so he could use the same? No. He doesn't have to take the scrutiny after when they can lose wildcard weekend.
My take is only for Tim's purposes because he wants to be the biggest Darnold defender. It's going to be, listen, Darnold just joined, I think it was Brady, Manning,
Favre, Rodgers
as the only quarterbacks ever to win 13 games in back-to-back seasons. One thing on that pitcher ain't quite like the other, especially if you lose in the first round of the playoffs again.
No, it's not. But like he's got a chance to have gone 28-6 the last 2 years.
And
if
they lose this game and they lose next week, then he would have went 0-4 in games that matter.
Well, I mean, there are other games
the highest leverage games.
Yeah. Well, that game on Thursday night was a pretty high leverage game.
Which one?
Then they beat the Rams.
Oh, it was like 3 weeks ago.
No, that was a super high leverage game.
Yeah,
it probably was the hinge game of the NFC.
Last week of the season to get 1 seeds and first round of the playoffs.
Look, we just Geoff and I are like 1A and 1B and like on the Sam Darnold fan club for someone who doesn't play for their team anymore. Let's just see him land the plane this week, play really well, get the win, take a week off, you get him into the divisional round, take your chances. That's what we want.
This 49ers defense, it just builds confidence. It'll build some confidence that I was talking about. If Nick Bosa was playing, if the 49ers are at their full complement, I could totally see like the ghost game right before the playoffs, but not this. No. It's boys, we're riding or dying on everything on Saturday together. I'm riding my Seahawks here.
I will say Caleb Williams got away from some pressure in that game. He didn't turn the ball over, didn't throw any stupid picks, but he could have. There was ample opportunity. It's not like it was clean pocket Caleb the entire game. He was getting harassed.
He was.
And his ability to get away from that harassment is much better than Sam Darnold.
He played great. He played great in that game. He did miss an open touchdown at the end of the game, but he played great.
Wait, he missed it because he threw off his back foot after eluding 8 guys and running to the left.
He had to pass before he took off. He had it there and missed him. But nevertheless, he played fantastic. The Bears played fantastically. I came out of that game feeling much better about Chicago than I did against San Francisco. I already knew San Francisco could score and they had no defense. I wasn't sure whether the Bears could go like toe-to-toe with somebody like that, and they proved that they could.
So, Geoff, Seattle or San Francisco for you?
Yeah, no, I said we're riding or dying. I'll take my Seahawks here on their way to the Super Bowl.
There's a full round of Seattle here.
In a weird year, wouldn't it be the cherry on the sundae for Sam Darnold to host the Lombardi Trophy?
Oh, no. This is shaping up for Aaron Rodgers winning Super Bowl MVP.
Just
to spite you.
I mean, I'm sure in your head you have you're looking for credit. So I guess it would be the Jaguars. So I guess it would be the Jaguars. But like all football fans who love a team, my brain is already like thinking about when the Chargers get eliminated, not so much who I want to see win the Super Bowl, but who better the hell not win the Super Bowl.
Give us your top 5 power rankings right now of teams you don't want to win the Super Bowl.
Buffalo.
Listen, you can't deny it. It's just the way of the world. Congratulations to the Denver Broncos. They won the division. They didn't lose the games. The only thing I'd ever do Bronco related is drive that Chevy Bronco. But Broncos like a division rival for the Chiefs dynasty. I don't call it for the Chiefs to hit a wall and the Broncos to win the Super Bowl. I think I would be just. Tim gets what I'm saying. I don't know that I'd be able to handle it.
Like, I mean, I would feel the same way if the Patriots won the Super Bowl this year. The Bills don't make it. No, I can't have that. I can't have it.
Would you rather the Bills or Patriots win the Super Bowl?
Bills. 10 times out of 10.
The Patriots are probably number 2 on my list, not because I love Drake May, and I don't really have any beef with anyone, but it's just like, no, it's too soon. It's too fast. There's too many teams in this AFC that have like never done anything that I would want to see get there before the Patriots.
Sam beating the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Sam slaying the Patriots in the Super Bowl, the team that he saw ghosts against. Sam taking the Patriots down in a Super Bowl, getting that revenge for the Seattle New England Super Bowl from 10 years ago, getting that win, him triumphing over the Patriots.
Would you call this like a Jets Super Bowl?
It's about as happy I could be for a result that wasn't the Jets in the Super Bowl. It's about as happy as I could feel about a non-Jet Super Bowl. And I mean that. To see Sam thrive like that and to see the Patriots wither again, I can't imagine. I don't want this to happen because I can't chance having the Patriots go that far. But if it were to come to pass in just this way where they lost, oh boy, would that be great. Would that be great? That's a McCain cake day.
I, truth be told, don't even have 5 teams. It's like Denver and then a distinctive definitive gap, and New England only comes second because it's just not fair. And I know that like powers up their fans. Their fans they get energy from us talking about it not being fair. And I would too if I was one of them. And we'll talk about it next week, but we'll save the conversation for next week.
I wouldn't mind if the
what Tim did the last time the Chargers played the Patriots in the playoffs and what he did on the show that week. He said 9 of the top 10 players in the game were on the Chargers, and I don't even think Brady was the one Patriot he was giving credit to.
What was the score of that game?
Like 42-14, something like that.
Yeah, I think something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think I was right about the better players being Chargers, but obviously dead wrong about the way the game was going to go. Yeah, the Patriots. I mean, the Chargers have a tortured history against New England in the playoffs, so we won't go down that road.
I would wager the Chargers have a tortured history against most teams in the playoffs.
Only the Colts are probably the only team in my life that I would say, like, anytime, any place, we took their lunch. The only team.
Just looking at
their barn, they came to our barn.
So you beat
many
to go to the
times
Super Bowl
when they thought they were going to win a Super Bowl. We ended it.
You beat them in the AFC Championship game.
When was the last time
we never went to a Super Bowl? So how could I beat them in an?
You did go to the Super Bowl
in '94.
In '90, that's who you beat to go to the Super Bowl.
We beat Pittsburgh.
I thought you beat the.
No, we knocked it out with Neil O'Donnell at the goal line.
Who did Jim Harbaugh beat?
The year after Pittsburgh beat Indy.
That's what it was. That's what it was. Sorry, that's what it was.
When was the last time a team with either one game of playoff experience or no playoff experience won the Super Bowl? Thinking the 99 Rams.
The Chiefs?
The 99,
The Chiefs lost to the Patriots
in the AFC Championship
crushing
game.
Offsides in an AFC title game.
Ford was offside.
When the Bengals went to the Super Bowl, did they make the playoffs with Burrow the year before that?
No. That was Burrow's second year, and he was hurt as a rookie.
Who was their quarterback the year that they... Yeah, you're right.
Trust me, that was the year Tim already acknowledged it, where the Chargers-Raiders could have played to the tie and Brandon Staley shoved it.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm trying to think of the other teams that just had this.
Arizona, the year where they went to the
They
Super Bowl.
also had a Super Bowl quarterback on that team, so let's not forget that.
Yeah, the 99.
And I feel like they was that pre or post Carson Palmer when Warner joined.
Would you say the Russell Wilson Seahawks, Pat? Did they have to learn a lesson?
Yes, they lost to the Falcons in a divisional round game.
And it was really stupid high scoring game
in his rookie season. I'm pretty sure.
Like obviously, Aaron Rodgers took some lumps. He didn't get there.
Like Roethlisberger won right away, but that Steelers team had been in the playoffs.
It was the second season.
But that team had been in the playoffs.
Team with a Bill Cowher coach that didn't. That doesn't count.
I mean, the year the Buccaneers won the Super Bowl with Brady, they hadn't been in the playoffs in quite some time.
True,
But they had Tom Brady.
Yeah. So what you're saying is like you gotta learn a lesson.
Well, it makes the AFC really weird because the two teams that would then boil down to are the Bills and Texans, and then the winner of the AFC North. They're the only ones with playoff experience.
And the Jags to a degree. Lawrence
Hold
is
on,
1-1.
the Chargers have had a hard. The Chargers have like learned. I don't want to say learned the lesson, but the Chargers have had experience getting punked and going.
This Chargers regime has not won a game in the playoffs, have they?
No, they're 0-1.
And the Jags have only beat the Chargers. So I guess the Jags would be that team.
And you want to know what's funny? People think well, why don't you hate the AFC South? I don't know. The Jaguars gave me my most embarrassing loss last year. Last year, Houston. Herbert threw more picks in a game than he did the whole season. I don't know. I'd be happy for Houston and the Jags. Like I look at us as just a new blood. So I got no beef there. I mean, if it ends catastrophically again, I would probably think different. But I don't expect to do anything, so I don't even care.
Trying to look
That's
back at it.
I care, but
because I've basically picked against the Jags all year long because I found them to be relatively fraudulent. I picked them to win the division.
There you go. You're gonna get that one.
Didn't bet them to win the division.
I think all the divisions except for the NFC East have new winners this year.
Is that true?
It's pretty remarkable, right? AFC East is different. AFC North may be different.
And the Rams can't
AFC
win.
West is different. AFC East or AFC South is different. And then unless the Texans win, but that's likely not to. And then on the other side, NFC South is new. NFC West is going to be new, and NFC North is new. Yeah, there's a real chance that it'll be 7 of 8 turnover on division.
That's crazy. Interesting stuff. Sunday, Saints at Falcons.
Hope it matters.
The Falcons are 3.5-point favorites, which means I will bet against them. I will take the New Orleans Saints. Easy game. Why is it that you like Atlanta here?
I just think Atlanta.
They almost gave up a 24-point lead and a half.
Well, they did give it up. They literally did give it up. It was tied, and they started talking about Super Bowl 51 on the broadcast. A game which, in normal years, if I didn't have a fantasy championship on the line, I would have not watched the second half of at 21-0. Atlanta was gritty
Till they weren't.
and then they were again, despite not giving Bijan the ball at the end of the game for reasons that weren't entirely clear to me. But Raheem Morris does what he does.
They'll do stupid things like lose to Tyler Shuck.
They do it. Well, but Shuck's been playing good football.
Shuck's good.
no.
You don't like Shuck, Geoff?
Ooh.
No, I like Shuck.
No, it doesn't sound like you like Shuck.
No, he better save me now.
Shuck
because-
off, pal.
What was your win total?
I've been pretty clear that I am going to take a soaking on that Saints win total. I have a Tyler Shuck plus 380 rookie of the year that now has to get home to recover me from the bludgeoning that this 3-game or whatever Saints winning streak is on. That they've already cleared that win total, and I believe Kellen Moore is going to let him throw for 380 yards and win this award. I'll take the Saints because it's a rookie coach. There's so much more. A rookie coach, a rookie quarterback, a team on a good finish strong. They're finishing this thing strong. The other side, it's like a coach trying to save his job. I'm taking the Saints here.
I'll say for Kellen Moore, because we basically have not talked about him all season. Given what he had to work with and where this team is going to be, either 6-11 or 7-10, he's done an excellent job as a rookie coach.
He's
done a really nice job, and we haven't talked about him much at all.
Crushed me.
But he's done a really good, given that we thought this could very well be the worst team in football.
They didn't get drafted in our win totals, right?
They were the worst team in football until they put Shuck in. Rattler was horrible.
But he obviously coached him up well and has done a good job. Given Kamara's missed most of the season, and
Shuck probably doesn't play. I mean, you never know, but Shuck probably doesn't play great if he's thrown in there in September.
Yeah,
right.
So Kellen Moore has done a very nice job, and so I think this is the last time we'll talk about them for several months. So let's give him a little bit of credit because I think he deserves it.
I don't even know if he's actually good, Tyler Shuck. He's just playing well now.
I think he's all right.
He will be their starter week 1 next year, presumably.
He's got Derek Carr vibes to me.
He's more
a
athletic,
good starter who you got cheap, who's maybe you get to the playoffs a time or two, but you're not going to go over the mountain with him.
Oh, they sneakily have the 13th ranked defense.
Yeah, I told you I'll probably pick them to win the NFC South next year.
Superlock, guys. The Falcons off a big Monday night upset win, playing a coach ending the season's program on the rookie coach with the rookie QB ending it right. And then they're going to go chase that award. So yeah,
All right.
Go Saints.
We all had Atlanta last week too. Everyone kind of saw this one coming.
Well, we spoke about how it could be meaningless, and yeah,
But just the Falcons.
That didn't matter though. The Rams played hard. They just got beat.
Yeah, but just the Falcons as a over touchdown favorite at home is classic Falcons
Yeah.
cover. But I guess they won outright. Spot didn't see that one as much. Cleveland and Cincinnati. Burrow is playing. Shadur is playing. That's big news. So we can celebrate 4th downs. So I can't get over. I went back and watched it again. It's so ridiculous. Cincinnati's favored by 7.5. 44.5 is the total. I am taking Cincinnati because I think that Cleveland won at Super Bowl this week.
I have the same idea in mind. The only good thing for the NFL is that if there was a team you could draw up to maybe get a sack for Myles Garrett, this would be the team.
Yeah.
You'd want him to finish against the Bengals in a meaningless game. So yeah, I agree with you on that. I have Cincinnati here. I like Cincinnati a lot in this game. They do no-show on occasion, but the last couple of weeks they've actually played pretty good. Like they crushed the Dolphins. They played good football last week. So, they're as long as Burrow is out there and healthy, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Isn't third. I'm probably leaning the Bengals here, but doesn't Burrow always get dominated by these guys? Is that like a thing for him?
Yeah.
I don't remember, to be honest with you.
Cleveland has had a lot of success against Joe Burrow because they have no offensive line. That becomes a real problem.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's just a health and safety game. Health and safety before we get him to Gotham football.
Jeez.
But
if I was a Bengals fan, like Burrow better play well. You don't need 8 months of emo. So give me the Bengals.
I did enjoy the sign at last week's game, which someone had written up that just said, "Joe, what's your favorite dinosaur?"
Geoff, 4th and 15, or 3rd and 15, Shadur takes off running. Slides 8 yards short of the first down. Big flex.
Yeah, like he's Hulk Hogan.
It was awesome.
Flexing.
Awesome stuff.
The thing is, despite like all the things that like can annoy all of us,
I know that. I like that.
he's
That
only
was great.
played in. It feels like the kid has gotten bad weather games in 90% of his starts. That
He plays in Cleveland.
Yeah, welcome to Cleveland, kid.
Yeah.
Oh yes. I guess
That ain't gonna change.
I think he's, unless they draft someone,
a
I
hard
assume he's their
foul.
starter next year.
Yeah, probably.
And he's way better than Gabriel
I would
was.
certainly bring somebody in to compete for
No,
the starting
I
job.
don't know if you can do that.
Of course you can do that.
You either sign someone who is your quarterback. I don't think you want to, I just don't think you
There's
want that
another
attention.
quarterback on the
It
roster.
is in Tim's best interest. Let me say this right now. It is in Tim's absolute best interests because the Browns are one of these other teams that are potentially, or some might say obviously, clearly, who have no faith in Shadur whatsoever, quarterback needy, who own extra picks. Tim wants to, even though Tim has the most in terms of the cupboard, Tim would hope that someone like the Browns doesn't feel like competing in those waters.
It's worst case scenario for me. I'm going to finish with the 3rd pick. The Raiders are never giving up the 1st pick. They're taking Mendoza. And the Giants are never trading us the 2nd pick for us to take a quarterback in New York. Like
So
we're
you're
not going to
kicking
be
the can down the road.
What I'm saying is, if we can get our guy at 3, great. But I don't see a scenario where we trade up. I don't think it's going to happen. We need a Giants win this week and us to lose, and then we could at least go to 2.
I don't see a scenario where Cleveland takes a quarterback.
I don't think it's likely because I don't think they're like.
It just doesn't seem like a very good quarterback. Well, who's this guy from Oregon?
Yeah, Moore. I've been
Moore.
I've been doing a little more research on him. It seems like Geoff and I may both have Oregon star quarterbacks on our roster.
Well, here's the thing. From what I've read, about him,
I'm looking forward to watching him this week in the
in all.
And if he plays great, I hope I can get a card with a piece of the Fiesta Bowl in his rookie card.
Off.
Yeah, so from what I've read from like a few scouts, so like I'm doing the least amount of work here possible, that NFL front offices seem to like more than they like Mendoza. Like he might end up being the number 1 pick.
That's what I mean. I mean, who knows?
But I think that's more of an indictment on Mendoza.
Sure. Then the Raiders can pick. I think the Raiders are going to pick Mendoza. But just go ahead, take Moore. I still think although I do think the Giants could very well win this week. Unless they do, I think we're going to pick 3 and we're not going to make a trade. And if that means taking best player available and then going and getting a veteran and going all in with next year with somebody, that'd be okay too.
Is there some sort of standout offensive lineman in the draft, Geoff? Because that's who the Giants should take.
Yeah, there's a few, but I don't remember. I don't remember their name. There's a kid from Utah who's just like an absolute house.
There's a
Spencer Fano.
No, there's a safety. People are saying it's like best player available.
Caleb
and then
Downs.
there's like you and Cam were joking with Bane from Miami might be like the best football player in this draft and lives in the darkness.
Well, this one that I'm looking at right now has
You, the people, we give you back the city.
they have him mock going 4 to the Titans, which is really in the face of them drafting a running back for you.
No, it does seem like
And
Jeremiah Love. I've seen Jeremiah Love mocked at 11 or 12 to the Chiefs a lot.
yeah,
That's where he's going.
Well, it's Saints at 8 could be a move.
The Saints are not going to draft him.
The
They
Chiefs have
shouldn't,
cracked the
but-
top 10. I was looking at the order last night, friends. The Chiefs have cracked the top 10.
Yeah, they're number 9 right now.
I still
And they're
think
in the
Love is
landing zone for this running back.
who's a star. He's a stud.
I think if they're them, if there's like the first or second best offensive tackle,
No, you need to get a skill position player.
they need someone to
Receiver
block for
or back.
Patrick Mahomes.
They need someone who can catch the ball.
Yeah, but their second
whole
round pick's
season,
going to
they
be
were-
pretty high. They can address that
Yeah.
there.
They were bereft of skilled position players this year. They need them. They're desperate. They're starving for them. And Love is like a can't miss in running back, in my opinion. Now, I'm biased. But I think he's a can't miss. I mean, I think Riley Leonard's going to play phenomenally this week for the same reason. But I'm biased. But I can at least appreciate my bias. I have enough self-awareness to know where I'm biased.
Green Bay at Minnesota. The Vikings are 6-point favorites. 36.5 is the total. I like Green Bay to cover this number because they're still starting Brosmer.
This is the thing, right?
Like he's like a fourth. He'd be a guy that you play in a preseason game.
Brosmer was horrible on Christmas Day. The Lions had 6 turnovers, and that's why they lost. The Lions like actively had to try to lose that game because Brosmer was giving them nothing. So
We assume Willis is starting, right?
I wouldn't start Love in any way, shape.
No,
or
but
form.
like is Will like? Will they sit Willis too
I don't
and play
I don't-
Clayton Tune? Then my tune would change.
No, it
because,
wouldn't.
because Clayton Tune
It's still
and
better
Brosmer are like on the same level. Willis is just significantly
Yeah,
better.
but you still get Clayton Tune +6 instead of Brosmer
Sure.
-6, and I would still take the +6. So yeah, I I'd love to take Minnesota here. It makes like for NFL narrative sense, it makes all the sense in the world. The Vikings win this game, somehow have a winning record, and like are in the hunt for. I
Clear their
can't.
win total.
They would cl-
It's a
they
big
would
one.
clear
I
their
got a
win
lot of
total.
friends waiting on it. Yeah.
I get it, but like this ain't it.
just win by 3.
But they can't.
All those JJ, trust me, all those JJ McCarthy offseason stands have that over 8.5 big time. Just know that.
Is there JJ McCarthy MVP bets going to win? I haven't looked at the odds recently.
Brian Flores going to get a job?
I don't know. Is he still like in the doghouse of being an NFL head coach?
I don't know.
Do you want him as an NFL head coach?
Certainly, his perception on Tua was right on the money, and the last couple of years have certainly lilted things more in his direction in terms of being dead right about that quarterback.
Sure,
rather
but
than
everyone
criticisms.
forgets those Flores teams also before Tua also sucked offensively.
I would take my
Here's the
look.
problem. Flores in Miami was just a bad mix because it's just a country club vibe because it's Miami.
I
It's
would
hard
take
for
him in
any
New York
coach-
because I think we're going to have. It's starting to look like we may have a vacancy now.
really.
And
after
Pat,
this month?
the way there's like a defensive renaissance at the moment that him and other guys, maybe they want someone with experience and not Jesse Minders. So go Brian Flores.
I know the best Flores landing spot, but it's never going to happen. Like if any team could
The
get Brian-
Giants?
the Bills.
Oh, wow.
Just give the Bills someone who knows defense. John McDermott doesn't know defense, as it turns out, and just let
Josh call his own plays.
yeah, Josh. Well, I mean, Josh Allen basically calls his own plays now. It's like here, take the snap, I'm going to run
It
around.
just means he has to
Oh.
hire a good offensive coordinator or retain who they've got.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Brady might get a job.
He might stay. You never know.
According
They
to
could probably
Twitter,
use a better
so.
OC as well. But Flora, like to bring in someone that could potentially fix their defense would be huge,
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
and just be an adult. who people
Oh,
like
my
are-
God. Brian Flores and then bring Daboll in to be the OC.
There you go. I don't know if
That's the
Dayball.
team.
I don't know if Dayball would go back to Buffalo as an OC.
I would have said that, but like Vance Joseph went back to Denver after having been the head coach to be the defensive
Vance
coordinator.
Joseph had no other prospects
but like
at that
that's
point.
that's like Homer going through the supplicant door. He did it.
Hey, it's working.
And it's working. Like, and to credit to Vance Joseph for not having an ego, for saying, you know what, I was the general here. I'm happy to be a colonel again.
And we're seeing that with Salah right now, but maybe Flores is exactly the same way. Maybe he just isn't a head coach. Maybe he's just a top 5 defensive core. Spagnuolo's the same way.
Yeah, well, Spagnuolo had 2 shots at it. He won't get another. And like Salah's a great defensive coach. I'm telling you, he's not the guy to run the team.
I had Davis on Friday, and he was begging for the Giants to hire Matt Nagy, so he's not involved with the Chiefs anymore.
Wow. I mean, Matt Nagy, former coach of the year when he was with the Bears. I don't know what the Giants should do.
You know, it'd be a fun offseason project for you because Tim called Tom Brady Cook, the worst quarterback the Jets have had in 20 years.
I think it's true.
If you had to rank all of the Jets coaches of the past 15 years, would you subscribe that maybe the best one dabbled in some critical Gase theory?
No, it's still Rex Ryan.
It's not Adam Gase?
No, it's still Rex Ryan who's still
Is
the
Adam
best.
Gase second?
No, Todd Bowles is second. That team went 10-6 with him one year.
We didn't bring this up because I've seen some online chatter about this. And in theory, now that we're here, it makes a ton of sense. And even if you said it at the time, I could have got behind the idea, but it's something that in practice could never have actually happened. That people are now ragging on the Buccaneers for letting Canales go and letting Liam Cohen. What were you going to do? Fire Todd Bowles?
That's it. What
Honestly? Was Liam Cohen going to be a better coach? They probably knew
There's
that.
only a handful of NFL jobs. And if they can get an NFL head coaching job,
But were you really going to fire Todd Bowles? No.
No, and if they win the division this year, they probably won't fire him again.
He probably won't get fired anyway.
I think there's a real chance that he hits the door if they lose on Saturday.
But the whole thing is no one ever thinks about this from the perspective of the GM's job that he also needs to keep.
Yeah.
If you fire Todd Bowles after winning the division, that'd be what, 3 in a row? They won 2 in a row already, right?
Yeah.
So you fire him to keep Liam Cohen, make him the head coach, let's say. And then your team doesn't win the division, you probably get fired. If you keep Todd Bowles and you don't win the division, Todd Bowles gets fired, not you.
I agree with that. No, I agree with that. It's very rare. I can think of 2 instances off the top of my head where somebody wins the division and then gets fired. It's very rare.
Marty Schottenheimer.
Well, I was one of them, and John Fox is the other I can think of. When Denver lost to the Colts in the playoffs. Those are the only 2 I can think of. Yeah. But there's no one as good as Norvell on the sidelines right now to tap in there.
Green Bay or Minnesota, Geoff?
This fucking guy.
Hey, look, he's a leader of men. You can't pass up on that.
Listen, it's week 18. Get them all out. Get them all out.
I'm having my fun. Look, I'm
Get 'em all out.
gonna need you next week. You know that. I'm gonna need you next week.
You're gonna need a backtrack, okay?
I'm
You're
gonna
need
need
a
you.
backtrack because hear me out. Hear me out. I'm not expecting much this year. I'm not. I've been clear on that. My expectations are in the right place. But I have an era that's about to start, like a window that I believe opens next year. And when I believe the team is good, that's when you guys will get truly Super Bowl situation. I believe that is when I get my most insane. You could win an award. It's when I truly crack. When I have expectations and they're not met, I crack. Pat has probably seen it once every 3 years. It happens. A true cracking.
The data suggests.
I need Cameron Dicker to just hit the kicks, Tim. I need him to hit the kicks.
At least next
my
week.
wife is
At least
already
next
worried.
week.
You've unleashed Nate Kading, a second Nate Kading, a super accurate kicker who then goes to the playoffs and is going to miss everything. Okay, that's when we first fell in love. And the fact that she stuck through me through Nick Kading, I don't know if she could do Dicker.
Maybe he shouldn't have been the Pro Bowler, huh?
I don't know what voodoo you have. If there's any witch doctor you go to for retractions, but whatever you, and I don't even know if I even need. Maybe this is Streisand effect. Maybe we should just not draw attention to it, and it can go away. I don't know, but whatever you know how to do, I beg you to do it.
So was that the Packers or Vikings?
He and I both have the. He wants to win next week almost as much as I want him to win next week.
There is a correlation. The 3 closest most insane races in the Custies correlate with the Chargers' 3 best years of the past 10 years. So the better the Chargers are, the better chance you might have, if you don't win this year, on the 10th anniversary of the Custies, to finally not win most insane.
Yeah, I mean, look, there were some comments made this week that were so egregious by Geoff that I didn't even touch them.
Yeah, okay, so
I couldn't touch them. I was like, I can't even give any ink to this. This is such bad behavior.
You can't give any ink to it, and Geoff will say something outrageous, but then you'll be like, I'm faster than NFL players. which is insane.
But I'm right. What Geoff? Anyway, I don't. You know what? I shouldn't have even brought it up because it was terrible, just terrible behavior.
You don't even know the context.
Don't need to. There's
Listen,
no context in which that's good.
I workshopped it. I delivered it straight. It didn't land like I thought.
Yeah, it was like jerk store.
Hit, something's missed. People like me because I'm unpredictably crazy. And there's a few things I'll do they'll like. There's a few things I'll do they'll hate, and I usually will win them back by doing something crazy. But you can't win them all. You can't win them all.
Packers or Vikings?
I'm gonna take the Vikings to. Oh shit!
You're gonna lay 6 points with Brosmer, are you?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the This could be. Yeah, it's too many points to call it a Fienberg, but I feel like we're gonna get a few Fienbergs this week.
I can see it.
I'm gonna lay the points with Bros.
Cowboys and Giants. Giants are 3.5-point dogs at home. 51.5 is the total. No digs for the Dallas defense. Not that that really makes any sort of difference for their defense. It's already bad. Front seven, pretty good. I'm going to take Dallas. It seems really short to me, considering Dallas is playing everybody.
Yeah, I'm going to take Dallas too, but I'm not confident.
This is the same Giants team that opened as underdogs to Vegas last week.
And then beat them by 32.
After they benched their two best players.
Yeah, well, I guess.
I feel like that's important.
It is, but to win by that many points. Yeah, I will be with you on Dallas, but Dallas also has nothing to play. I don't see.
Well, what do you have to play for at this point? They're playing football.
It'll be outdoors.
If both these teams are playing football, Dallas is way better.
Yeah, but it's a meaningless game, outdoors, freezing cold. Dallas wants to get the heck out of the season and go somewhere nice. The Giants are at home. Every reason to think the Giants have to be the sharp side here, but I will take the Cowboys, even though I don't like it.
Geoff?
I will take the Cowboys. I'm with Tim. I don't like it. These nothing games, unless you are so convicted about your educated guess, I have no interest.
I find that some of these games can be really fun.
Of course, and profitable. If you're feeling something and you're making an educated guess off of how you know a team or feel what's going to happen, good for you. But there's just so many things in the air with these games. I don't know. Like you said, people crush preseason. They crush it. Yeah, but I'm not one of them.
They're all playing their starters though. These are the teams.
Yeah, it's not a preseason game. It's like an exhibition game where everybody's playing.
Yeah, I think a lot of overs this week, as long as you're not in a blizzard. I think this game is going to be very high scoring.
Yeah, well, this is a 51.5. It is the highest total of the week. So
it makes sense to play under just on spec for the.
And they almost scored 80 points in week 2 or 3.
Yeah, it was. That was the Russell Wilson game.
Overtime. Yeah, there's a 36.5, 38, 36.5, 39.5 on the slate this week. So not looking good here. Tennessee at Jacksonville. This is not one of those games because Jacksonville's favored by 12 points.
Too many points.
47.5 is the total. Tennessee's just been better over the past 6 weeks.
God help me.
They're not good, but they've been better.
Up.
You're going to tease up the Titans?
Tease up the
Are
Titans?
you going to re-pick them to win the division?
No. But I like the Titans against the spread. I think the spread is way too big. If you are looking for the team to step on the loss, this is it. This is the game. This is the spot.
I thought it would have happened last week, and as you pointed out to me, although they did as much as they want to look foolish at certain points, the Jags just still ended up winning.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe this is a different Jags.
And if the Jags lose, that throws into a lot of disarray the wild card spots. They can be anywhere from between 1 and 7, depending on how the games go this week. They could possibly be 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, or 7.
I did not know they could be 7
because they lose on the 5th tiebreak, which is strength of victory with the Texans, Chargers,
and Bills
and Bills in themselves. Once the division is decided and you take the Texans out, then the Chargers and Bills and they go to strength of victory, and the Jags can lose a lot of those strength of victory ones. So anyway, and that can be affected by the strengths of victories in these games. But anyway, I'm very nervous. As someone who's picked the Jags to win the AFC and have been on that for quite a while.
To go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
When you say been on it for a while, it's been 3
at least
weeks.
a month. It's been
It's been 3 weeks.
Yes, I'm worried about Cam Ward. I am worried that they have been playing competently for a month. I'm worried that Jacksonville reverts to some of their stupidness. It's just I'm anxious about this game. I will say that. Don't be complacent. Even if they don't lose the game.
How many in a row
don't
have
be
they won?
shocked. Like
They have
8?
won 9, I think, or 8. 1,
Honestly,
2, 3,
It's the most
4, 5,
obvious
6, 7, 8.
spot for a trap game, fall apart, weird. Like AFC South are always ripe for these things, and I don't think the other game is it. So
to win the Super Bowl, if they win this week, it's a 14-week winning streak.
yeah, like that's.
I'd
tough.
rather, if I'm a Jags fan, part of me is like, lose this game. Please lose this game. Just please lose this game. Just punch us in the dick. We'll get humbled, and then we can start the playoffs. I'm
How
psycho.
colorful.
I'm demented, but that is sort of where my head is at.
That's what you wanted
That's what I
last
said,
week
you
with the
guys.
Texans.
I'll take the Texans too, I guess. Yeah, maybe. This
No,
game will
I
be-
said that's what you wanted last week for the Chargers against the Texans.
Well, and if a Pro Bowl kicker hadn't been horrible on Saturday, they would have gone to overtime.
Oh, and it was 14-0. I was messaging you guys, put in Trey Lance, not run, pass, run. Let's go home. So I'm always impressed by the culture and the organizational toughness of the Chargers. I will take, I guess, the Titans here on Tim's paranoia. That'll be stupid. I will say, last week I watched the least amount of football on Sunday I did all year. I was on an excursion. Me and Pat will talk about that on the next time. But all I saw from football, like in terms of like, what did I miss today? I saw the last 5 minutes of the Bills game, so I didn't miss that at the restaurant I went to. But the only takeaway looking at the box scores and like catching up was like, I missed Cam Ward and Shug have a fun game. Like that seems like the only thing I missed on Sunday afternoon.
Jeff
last
and I
week.
are going to talk about his visits to Mar-a-Lago.
Mm.
You can't be here because you're too woke.
Evidently, that's what I've been told. Yeah.
Was TG just a quick tease? Was TGL fun?
Yeah, it's like technology overload. And the operation is so first class. I was so impressed. And I'll
They
say
had those
this, when
little.
you walk out,
They
when
had
you
that
walk
stack
out of the
Coke.
building, yeah, when you walk out of the building after like being in there for 3 hours, it feels like when you've been in like a nightclub or like a strip club for an extended period of time, and you go outside and like real air and like the world hits you and like you're disoriented. Like it's but the technology is to marvel at. But we could talk about it more.
Was there a green room?
Yeah, he showed you. He took the picture.
There was
Right
a
next to
media
it.
center, but like, do the players have a green room?
No,
where,
for
like,
you.
they're
What
allowed?
was your experience of a green room? Was it like President's Cup
Well,
style?
they were,
Like what was
50 Listen, the incredibly first class. Like they gave all the media like practically. I'd almost call them like gift bags for the most part.
was
You
in
know,
this?
I showed you a picture of the drink fridge, right?
there? And I was
Coke.
extremely
I say
jealous.
Fresh Coke. I say fresh because when it's got the Santa on it, it's fresh.
Mhm.
Right now. Cans of Gatorade, which reminded me of like playing hockey in 1991 at the local arena. I hadn't seen those, I swear to God, since the early 90s. So that was nostalgic. And it felt like the food was
What was there?
it was almost like takeout something. Like
Okay.
they were like takeout bowls. It wasn't like a full catering. It's not that big of
Yeah, but what were the takeout bowls?
I think it might have been like Chipotle or something. Or yeah.
Yeah, that sounds
so-
excellent. What did
No,
you
yeah, they
have?
take care. Incredible. Shout out to all the staff. Like it is such a first class operation. They put on there.
That sounds so good. The canned Gatorade in particular, I was very excited for. I was very excited for that. And like, so they brought in like did you get to like order what you wanted at Chipotle like on a menu,
it
and they
just
brought it
seemed
in
like
for
they
you?
had like also like 3 or 4 different varieties.
Oh man, that sounds so good.
What
But it
about that
wasn't
sounds
like
so good?
Kate like full on
I
like
love
catering
burrito bowls.
trays like your experience. It's different. That's like hundreds of people over 4 days. This is like one isolated event in a very like small window.
Well, yeah, the thing about people, I don't know. When we went to the President's Cup, it was essentially like a Michelin star restaurant
No, it was
that they
not.
were running
That
out
is
of the
not
green
true.
room. Like the beef
Pat,
medallions.
Pat,
It was amazing. Like the sliders, the beef medallions, everything was so.
What was the
Good.
last Michelin star restaurant you went to?
Haven't been to one.
That's what you imagine a Michelin star restaurant is like?
It was so good. Everything there was so.
It's a mass-produced
top. They
buffet?
had steak. They had chicken. They had so much good stuff. And like that President's Cup buffet was. You want to talk about first class? You want to talk about first class? We were treated to first class food there. They had a
I
coffee
cannot
bar.
believe you think that was a Michelin. Like it was lovely. It was great. craft services. I cannot believe you just called craft services Michelin star.
It was. If you could have given a Michelin star for craft services, that would have won it.
Well, Jared, you were there. You be the decider on this.
No, I'm still hung up on Geoff described what he got. A gift bag, Chipotle takeout, Gatorade, and Pepsi or Diet Coke. Tim's like, that sounds so good.
It does. And I haven't yet asked what was in the gift bag, but that is the next question.
Well, because they give you these, it was like a free set of earbuds because they let you listen to like all the player comms in them. Cool. So that was nice. And I lost one of my earbuds on the plane ride over.
What serendipity?
Yeah, and I don't get the high end ones because I'm like
you. I lose them in 6 seconds.
So I don't need to buy like I know these ones are good enough. I might lose them in 4 months. I don't need to buy the good ones. And this a beautiful like Yeti, like Yeti water bottle. A gift bag is stretching it, but like gifts. There are gifts at all like the desks in the media center because it was the season premiere. So I guess they were welcoming everyone back. I got to see some of our friends, Keith, Joe, Matt. I had a great time.
We will be. So if people are looking, because the people came out at me again for talking about too much golf.
You know what? Thank you for your download. Thank you for your listening. It's week 18. We've given you 2.5 to 3 hours every week for like, do that math. How many hundreds of hours have we given you over the last several years? Sorry that we talk about golf for 15 minutes. I'm sorry that your ears are offended by us talking about golf. I apologize. You know, how dare we have that discussion? Let's go back to talking about football because that's what people want to hear about,
Titans,
right?
Jags,
Yeah, like come on.
They had, it seemed like other craft services for like TGL, like staff and
what was that?
Like venue staff, which also looked good.
Well, what was it?
It looked like burritos and pizza. It just, you know,
gosh, that sounds so good.
All he said was burritos and pizza.
But again, this is also the person who had craft services on his lawn and didn't even ask for a plate of food on his own property. So I don't know how much he appreciates craft services, to be perfectly honest. They were on his lawn. They were giving out free food on his property, and he couldn't even say, hey, do me up a plate to go.
Tim will take anything that's free, Geoff. As noted by, do you know what the buskers are, Geoff?
Yeah, buskers are like street performers.
Yeah, so we have a buskers festival in the city every single year. It's a pretty big deal down on the waterfront.
All right, we don't have to talk about this.
Oh, we don't, do we? Tim said that he doesn't like going to the buskers. Do you know why he doesn't like going to the buskers?
They're scary? Why?
No, because he feels like if he watches them for too long, he's obligated to tip.
You know, yeah, he's like getting a show where he feels like now I'm being fully entertained.
I'm guilted into having, oh, you know, I make my living off of stacking chairs. Please give me $10.
Like, pardon my ignorance. If you're going to a busker festival, you're not like bringing a roll of toonies or like a stack of something? Like, isn't that what you do?
I thought it's out in the public at the waterfront. I'm just walking around and watching stuff. Why? It's great if people want to give. I think that's awesome that they want to give. But like, don't obligate me to have to give.
Well, you are not obligated to do it.
How do I decide who I'm going to give to and who I'm not going to give to? If I, you know, should I have a stopwatch going and then see how long I watch that show for? And if I hit a threshold, I have to pay. But if I'm just there for 10 minutes, then no. Like, what's the limiting principle here? How long am I allowed to watch for free?
The talent, because you think you can do everything. So
no, I don't. I don't.
That you can't do.
You juggled on the show
Those
on
are
Sunday,
wrestlers
and then threw it up with one hand, and then claimed you were juggling.
That is a form of juggling. It's a basic form of juggling. I was on the juggling Reddit page, and there were conversations about one ball juggling. It's a thing. Anyway, long and short of it was, how long do I have to be at a buskers event before I'm like socially obligated? If I'm there for 5 minutes, is it okay? If 5 minutes, you need to give like a dime? Like, how does this work? And like that to me, it's just too stressful. It's too complicated. It's too obliging. It's too judging. So just go away.
If you're there for more than 10 minutes, throw in $5.
But then so I got to walk around with like 12 or 13 $5 bills?
Sure.
Let's practice for the new segment. Dear Judge Cust, I went to a busker festival with my significant other the other day, and he didn't know how much to tip the buskers. We got in an argument about it. he gave a toonie. Who was right?
The person who didn't want to give. Because there's no obligation. But also, he was right to give a toonie. Like in that case, they're both right.
Toonie is $2.
You're right to give as much as you want,
so
and you're right not to
embarrassing,
have to give any at all.
This guy, it's the guy that made the Judge Cust ask. Joe Big. Mr. Big. Shout out to you, Mr. Big. I want to read. I want to read I want to read this one because I really want to know what Cust's take is on this.
Okay.
You know, if this segment works and people can send in more of these where you are the arbiter, Judge Cust.
I'd like to have a gavel.
Well, yeah, if this works, we'll get you a gavel. We'll
Okay.
give you a wig. How about that?
Okay.
Okay?
I don't.
Let's get it on. Like Judge Mills Lane. All right, let's hear it.
My friend,
I just think this is going to be
Quiet
a
in the court. Quiet in the court. Let the bailiff read the story.
This is going to be a court for crazy people to be to feel an opportunity to get vindication when none of their friends are saying they're right.
I'm going to hold you in contempt if you say another word before he finishes this.
Okay, sorry.
well, we can go to the after show of Judge Cust with Geoff weighs in where he gives his takes too.
He's like the Harvey Levin of Judge Judy, who like gives it the insight about the decision that was made.
Now, would you like the short version or the slightly longer version, which is like 8 more words?
God, if it's 8 more words, let's go for the full context.
American paper currency contains a serial number with 8 digits. Some fancy serial numbers are worth money to collectors. $1 bills with 8 of a kind or ladders, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 will sell. This seems like something you know about already. Will sell for thousands of dollars.
I do know this.
Birthday or anniversary notes will sell for $50. My friend went to the bank and took out 2,000 singles. After searching through them all and replacing the ones he took out, he then returned to the same bank 3 days later with all 2,000 singles he had and had the bank exchange the 2,000 singles for another 2,000 $1 bills. They do not count all 2,000 singles by hand, but even using the money counting machine Tony Montana used in Scarface, it does take a decent amount of time to do. For months now, he goes to the same bank twice a week and has them exchange singles. Is this socially acceptable? Thank you, your honorable Cust.
No, this is not acceptable.
This sounds like something you would do.
You are if you were going to do it one time, I could say that's fine. You are wasting everybody's time and the business's time just to try to find the rare serial number bill. You know what? This is unacceptable behavior. If you're going to do it one time, whatever, that's fine. But if you're doing this twice a week, every week, all the time, this is antisocial behavior. I rule against the bill serial person.
Okay,
Geoff,
so I take back my complaint because this thing could be a barometer to find like where the line is for Tim. Like where the line is on what is acceptable and what isn't, because we've done it with being a guest at other people's dinner parties or holiday parties or going into establishments a minute before close and thinking he should just sit and eat his meal. I guess this experiment will show us where his line is on issues.
Where do you rule on this? I thought Cust would come down on the crazy guy side.
Oh, this is absurd. I don't even really understand. Like, I don't understand. This is like buying packs of trading cards and returning them if he doesn't get like what he wants in his
Pretty much.
pack.
Well, it doesn't seem like, I guess if you got the one that's worth the thousands of dollars, which seems to be basically impossible to find.
It's extremely rare. That's why it's extremely rare.
But let's say he gets one of the $50 ones like once every few times. Just the amount of effort you're putting into this is not worth the $50.
You're taking advantage of the bank's time. You're wasting your own time. I got no time for it.
I'm surprised at some point the manager doesn't step in and like set a
You
quota.
would think they should. Sir, why are you doing this?
Or like if you're going to do it, you can only come in at like X hours. Please never come in during this for this.
Yeah.
I would tell him to find a new branch.
Bad form.
It's like we'll give you one of the $50 cereals if you go to a different branch and never come back.
It's bad form. You shouldn't do it. That's that.
Okay. Indy at Houston.
Oh yeah.
Houston by 10, 39.5 is the total. And Riley Leonard?
I think he'll play okay.
I don't. I'll take Houston.
But I am taking Houston, and I'm teasing Houston. The last part of my tease. Teasing
Houston's
down.
playing for what?
the division. If they win and Jacksonville loses, they're the division winners.
And they play concurrently, so they won't know what's going on. I mean, I guess they could scoreboard watch if that happens, but that's it.
Coin likes Indy.
Yeah, I mean, if Cam Ward gets spicy, then Houston keeps giving her, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. I guess I took Indy. Titans plus the points. So I guess, give me Houston. Let's make it a hat trick.
Jeff, you're going to need to differentiate yourself in at least 7 of these games, by the way. And you have not been doing so.
I guess I am like, I'm like Xander Schauffele, who doesn't even bring the hammer flag to the green.
There's a reference people understand.
Do you like Judge Cust?
I actually kind of like this.
If we got you the gavel and theme music and a costume.
I mean, obviously, I love costumes. I like all of this stuff, but like just being able to adjudicate on these situations, I think I'm well conditioned to do this.
And then maybe we get the young guys behind the counter to be like our barristers and solicitors on, they can relate to the thing the young kids are up to. Put it back in your face, Tim.
Yeah, that could happen.
Yeah, like when Jared gets squiggity over there, or whatever he's doing these days.
I mean,
I will
say,
Jared.
Oh,
okay,
Jared.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm actually about to pull a Cust because I got annoyed at something because I'm now of an age where I made a reference and I'm like, oh my God, they don't even know what I'm talking about. Jared, do you know who Bill Buckner is?
Yes. The first baseman.
Do you know who he is,
Thank
Dayton?
God. Yeah, good.
Dayton
Because
does
I
not
don't
know
get-
who he is.
Fair enough.
What?
Dayton does not know who he is.
Because when I was a kid, when I was home from school, I'd watch this VHS of like the 30 greatest baseball moments of all time.
Okay, Grandpa.
Yeah, you don't have to.
And I'm dumb
how can
enough.
you fit
I
that in
want the
between
kids
vape hits
today
these days?
to be knowing those moments from the past life.
Yeah,
I
but
would-
it's
Jared,
the
good.
TSN
I'm
top
good.
50.
But
like,
that's also all
blunders.
we had, Jeff. If you had more than that, would you have watched the same? Would I have watched the 10 greatest quarterbacks of all time with that black and white thing of Otto Graham throwing it at a pane of glass from the 50-yard line 8,000 times? Probably not. If I had a phone
I guess
in
so.
1994.
I will give Jeff his total credit, which is as misbehaved as he was online this week. He had a tweet on Christmas Eve, which was the funniest tweet I've seen him send in forever, which is when he quote tweeted Trump having that conversation with a kid. The kid said he wanted a pinball machine, and he said, "Oh, yeah, Elton John.
You know Elton John.
Elton John. He's saying Pinball Wizard will get you his album." And Jeff quote tweeted it by saying, "This is like when Tim asks the producers at MMN if they know the characters from Happy Days." I fell apart laughing at that. That was some of your best work. So good job, Jeff. That's a great tweet. That's a Hall of Fame tweet right there.
No, my tweet, they got 4.5 million views.
No. This is a Hall of. I was amused to no end by that tweet.
I just want the audience to know I've leveled up from Rumble.
Yeah, I've noticed.
So, hey, listen.
You can take the boy
it
on a
always
rumble, but you can't
Pat,
take the rumble out of the boy.
Pat, it always happens when I'm in Palm Beach, by the way.
No, shocker.
I don't know if
you get
know.
around. You get around Jeff's people, and all comes to the surface.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. It's great to be in a city where there's not people, marching 8 minutes away trying to intimidate my family. So it's lovely here. And some of my greatest tweets have come when I'm in Palm Beach. Some of my craziest tweets, like
Who does
the
that
bats.
sound like?
That was from Palm Beach.
Oh, the bats.
The bats.
Forgot about the bats. That was one of Jeff's biggest rivals that year were the bats.
Yes, it was.
Well, that brings us to the midway point of the show, and I want to give a shout out to Marco, who performed his own rendition of Cust Corner.
He's the most insane Tim Too Rich, coke fanboy impressionist, a murderer, a fast food lover, a nuts fan who'll curse your mother, self-proclaimed man of the most. He wants his credit, he needs to boast. Doctor, Top Gun, hipster too, whatever you call him, that's up to you. He's got a corner and it's Cust. Let's hear the hot takes and discuss.
That is a fantastic theme song. Whoever wrote that and sang that, good work. That's great.
Marco, who was at the live show, wrote it for you.
That is fantastic. Good work.
His band is called The Commune.
Do you think they could play that like when you walk in, like sit at your desk every morning at work? Like that's
No.
a real life theme song.
That is a great theme song.
You know, if we do the 10th annual, or the decade long Custies live show, which I want to do this year in New York, as I said, you say no.
I don't want to do that.
Why not? Come on.
Unless it's in the exact place we did it before.
Why?
Why?
And I can stay in the same hotel, in the same room, in the same place. That,
I don't understand.
That's now in a comfort zone for me. But a new location in a different country, no, I don't want to do that.
Okay, so in New York this summer, we'll get Marco down. He can play it live on stage.
I'm not going. Not going.
It's free.
I'm not going. I told
Tim's
you
afraid of
people.
New York.
I told you people last year this was your opportunity to see me live and for a live show. I meant what I said. This was a chance. I would do it maybe one more time in Toronto, and that would be it. But that's it.
As we found out, more people from America wanted to go to the show than people in Toronto. So to do it in America would just make it easier for a man of the people.
I don't want to.
What's your topic?
So we teased it a bit on Sunday Night Live. And like I feel like the response has been somewhat disrespectful. The idea that if you ran every single NFLer a 40-yard dash, and I ran it too, that I would have no chance of not being dead last is kind of disrespectful. I think I would not finish last.
There is video of you running the 40.
That, again, we don't not need to rehash that territory over and over again, but there's a lot of asterisks in play there. I wouldn't finish dead last.
What do you think like happens at NFL? Like, you know, they have conditioning sessions and like before practice starts, you know, they're probably doing light sprinting. Like, what in your imagination is happening there? You don't do any of these things ever. And it's not like you're going to make the audience insult your lack of athletic ability like myself, but it's not fair. Like you're forcing them to do that by saying something so ridiculous.
Just saying that, like, of all the NFL players, including kickers and punters, I don't think I'd be dead last.
Oh my God.
Like the only one I could think of.
Kickers and punters. You think you'd beat one of them?
I think Nick Folk, because I thought he was 51 years old, would be the only one that he could beat. But Nick Folk's only 40.
I don't know. How fast is Dad running these days?
Pat,
Okay,
I guarantee you.
Philip Rivers is faster than you. I'm sorry.
He is.
I don't think I'd finish dead last. That was my only point. I don't think I'd finish dead last. I think I could finish like in the bottom three. But
Okay,
maybe
isn't
not dead
there
last.
like a guy who's too fat to play on one of the teams? He can never.
He's not in the league now, is
Yeah,
he?
the Bucks like D lineman, right?
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
a
but-
Bucks D lineman who like was too fat to play,
Yeah,
right,
he's
Jared?
400 pounds.
I would guarantee you he's faster than Cust.
I just need to beat one person. I think I could do it.
I don't think you would beat either mine or Pat's 6-year-old. Pat made reference to it on the show that he like thought so but wasn't sure. I'm unequivocally convinced my 6-year-old would launch past you.
So Desmond Watson, the 464-pound defensive tackle from Florida, who was too fat to play in the NFL, ran a 5.9 40. That's over a second faster than you.
I think I wouldn't finish dead last. That's all I'm trying to say. I think it's a relatively modest claim.
I don't think that it is. Like, you're crazy.
Come on.
As was pointed out, that all of these people are 10 to 15 years younger than you and in better shape.
There's a few guys that are older.
Like Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, Rogers, Rivers.
You think you're faster than Rodgers?
Probably not.
You think that I am, which is also
I do
untrue.
think you would beat
I
several
would-
people.
I could be, yes, I could beat several people in a 40-yard dash.
Yes.
Yes. I also beat you by almost 3 seconds.
But Pat, like,
I run every day.
Pat runs. He's on vacation for 3 days. You go down the lobby. He's coming back in. He's been running for an hour. We're in Vegas. Like, what are you talking about, Tim?
Don't think I'd be last.
But everyone else seems to think that you would be.
That's fine. That's okay. I'm used to it. Be against me.
No, I'm not against you, but you make it, Tim, you make yourself the target. Like, I will congratulate you on our, on a minute ago, I was thinking about the one ball juggling. And I think you actually thought of something more ridiculous than your approval of bumper bowling.
Well, actually, I
Like
made
one
the
ball
Oh
juggling.
no, Jeff. Wait, Jeff, just hold on. What Cust was telling us. Go ahead.
I made the reference in our group chat that bumper bowling is like one ball juggling, and that it's like the lowest level of juggling or the lowest level of bowling, but it still accounts.
No,
It's still a
one ball
type of
juggling
bowling.
is way easier than bumper bowling. At least bumper bowling,
I
you won't
agree.
lose gutters, but you're
You
could
might miss the
compete
pin.
for pins and stuff.
So Regis Crawford has the slowest recorded 40 at the history of the NFL Combine. It was in 2004, and he ran a 6.05.
I don't think everybody runs.
They
the 40
don't,
though.
but most guys do. Especially the top end quarterbacks don't. Everyone else kind of does.
I don't know
You
if the
would
punters
run
and
like
kickers
one
do.
of those security guards, like trying to chase a guy down.
Yeah,
I actually think I'd be
And it
good at
would
that
look
job. By the way.
horrible.
yeah, fucking Paul Blart over
I
here.
actually think I'd be okay as like one of those guys who stands on the field with his back to the play, who's like a security guard on the field, like keep order. I think I could do that.
That is literally, I could hold the flashlight.
Yeah, well, I'm actually really good at holding the flashlight. I actually am good at that.
Your ACLs would
Oh,
be cooked. Oh, cooked.
Oh, please. No respect.
like Tom Brady ran a 5.28 at the combine, and he's like notoriously slow.
Yeah, and now he would probably run like a 6.4.
Are you crazy?
He's probably in better shape now than he was then.
Are you crazy? You think Brady'd run a 6.4 today? If post that, because if Brady sees it, he might get so offended he might respond to our show.
I don't know what he would run. To be honest, he probably wouldn't be as fast as he was when he was a rookie. I think that's a given, is it not?
I don't
even
know.
think there's a goal. I don't even think there's a golfer you could beat in a race.
No, that's John Daly still knows.
I could probably race Appy Barn Rat.
I don't know. That man's spry. Also, not as old as you think.
No, he's probably only like 33.
He does love cigs, but so do you.
Ola Thobble,
He's a 50-year-old
he
man.
plays in the Masters.
Talking about PG, whatever.
Or Jimenez. You know, he plays on the European tour still, doesn't he?
He's also like 53 years old.
Okay, well, that's a golfer. Jeff said a golfer. I think Freddie Cups and
That
I would probably run a very
they
similar.
work out.
Yes, they do.
What's your cardio? What sort of cardio do you do?
I've been doing a lot of the elliptical.
They're not running.
No, I think once you get over a certain age, running is probably not the best thing to do because of the stress it puts on your body. I think running is like walking is far better for you probably than running.
Well, what do you mean far better?
Like better for your joints, better for your longevity, better so that you don't have an injury and have to stop exercising for 2 months at a time because you've like torn something.
Well, yes, you're correct
injured
about
something?
that.
Well,
but running is the better exercise.
But again,
So
when you
hold
get to a
on.
certain age, it's not the better exercise
Well,
because you bring too many risk factors
It depends
into
on
play.
what you run on. Like I bought a treadmill that's very spongy, so my knees and calves don't get banged up.
What about those treadmills that you have to propel yourself?
Those are hard.
They look hard.
They're very hard.
They look hard.
Yes,
Tim.
Jeff.
So just like on the NFL basis, you can run faster than some of these guys.
Maybe one.
Tackle
One, I
one or
think.
two of these guys.
No, not
and you
even
can
not even
run
tackle
for a
one or
first
two.
down on 3 carries for some of these guys.
Yeah, why aren't you in the NFL?
I don't
Is the
know.
better question.
Give me the 3 carries. I'm getting you a first down.
Oh my god.
Get you a first down on those 3 carries. If you give me a professional NFL offensive line and a fullback, you give me all that. Like they'll open a hole at some point and I'll be able to slide through for 5 or 6 yards.
When you say slide through, we saw you try to juggle. I don't know where you're like your dexterity. I don't know how nimble
When these
you
guys
are.
when these guys miss hitting the guy in the hole, like sometimes they're missing by like the thinnest
Yes.
time.
And those
You
guys
will
are
give
running
them
4.4s.
so much time to fill the hole. They'll. I don't even. I sorry. This is. I can't. This is like arguing with like an online troll, and I do that sometimes. So.
I think I'm getting you that first down.
You're not.
Okay.
How long, how long
I
does
don't
it
think
take
you're
you to
getting
run
5
10 yards?
on 3 carries.
I mean, if nothing, maybe they'll face mask me and they'll give me the automatic.
That doesn't count as yardage.
I did said I'd get you the first down. Then I'd be getting you the first down, would I not?
So this is where you've now.
I'm just saying that's a possibility amongst many.
If you had an open field, everybody else started on the goal line, and you had open field to the end zone, Where
Like,
would you need to start to get to the end zone before you were tackled?
Where would you need to start that I wouldn't catch you before you got to the end zone?
Midfield.
I see these videos on the
we
internet.
should do this.
Because I had a 50-yard head start.
50-yard head start and a 100-meter dash. You think you could beat me?
I think I could get you if you gave me a 50-yard head start. Oh. I think that would be. I
you
need
should.
that much.
You really should.
I think if I'm given half the distance, I think I could probably do that.
Yeah, because just to do the quick math, you run a 7-second 40,
It's a touch under that, but
and that would be 100 yards.
Give him the touch under, Pat. Like, let's give him the benefit of the doubt.
Oh,
here.
let's
He
just say
deserved
7.
it.
Let's just say 7 to run 40. That would take you, 8 seconds to run 50 yards, let's say.
Mhm.
Right around there. Maybe we'll call it 8. I'm not
That's
running 100 yards in
ridiculous.
8 seconds.
no, you're not. So I think if I
yeah,
start
you
at the
could get
50,
me.
I'm going to get home.
That's ridiculous to think Tim will maintain his high level, his speed once like he's been going for.
But it's only
20
10
yards.
more. It's only 10 yards longer than the 40-yard dash. If I'm starting at the 50,
Like, if I started on the goal line and you started on the 20-yard line,
You'd beat me.
how many yards would I beat you by?
you'd get me by about the other team's 40-yard line.
No, but in the end, when I cross, where are you on the field?
By I'd probably hit the 20 when you're crossing.
I'd beat you by 20 yards.
I think so. I think that's right. 20 or 25 yards.
So you're saying that if you started on the 40-yard line and I started on the goal line, that I would get you down.
I think it'd be real close. I think you probably would, but I think it'd be real close. 50, I'm getting home.
We should do this.
50,
I think
home.
at 50, 50, yeah, we got to do this. You guys got to do this in the spring. or
I'd be okay
something.
with that. I could do that. I think you give me the 50. I'll get home.
I would agree. If we do the 50, I get.
Yeah, 50, I would lean Tim too. I'd have to. That's too much.
I'm not sure how much more behind that I'm going to get.
I would like to hear from the people on this. Where would Tim need to start to beat me in a 100-meter dash? How many yard of a head start would he need to win?
Now, it might be funnier if it's like I've seen it's like, I don't know if it's an online trend, but I've seen this a lot online. It's like guys give their girlfriends a head start and see how quick it gets they're able to catch them. Like
That sounds vaguely rapey.
But you see it in the Olympics where you
You're
have
running
the-
like you're Rick James. It sounds like you're Rick James on the Give It To Me video.
No,
just
but you see
chasing
it
girls
in the
down.
Olympics when they have the mixed relays, and then like the teams have the strategy about who runs the anchor, how hard ahead do you want to be? Do you want to run both men first? So you do see that, and then you see like the distance of the time that is evaporated. Like that is, you see that in the Olympics every 4 years.
I saw what Jeff's talking about in that Rick James video.
I don't know what Geoff's talking about.
He's talking about this new online trend.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I saw it became a trend because there was like a compilation video making fun of the guys who couldn't catch, who like were losing races to their women.
Palm Beach is not good for you.
Could you beat your wife in a race, Jeff?
On this
Geoff doesn't have an ACL right now.
on this wheel, I didn't, give a fully committed rehab once I could.
I think Mrs. Fienberg is winning that.
Could you beat Mrs. Fienberg in a race?
I don't think so.
If the prize was a
Burrito bowl and a Coke.
Again, okay,
And maybe a pizza on the side.
Let's go back to that
I
for a
was thinking
second
of
because
Barstool
I don't
personality.
understand what's so risible about being excited about having a burrito bowl for free. That sounds delicious and awesome and kind of healthy, but also delicious.
I bet you it wasn't healthy.
The only way to make a burrito
I
bowl
think
kind
they
of
had healthier
unhealthy
ones,
is like you
like
pour the sauces.
salads. They had salads there as well. They had like at least like 5 or 6
Yeah,
options.
it sounded great despite the cackling
you
that was
know,
going on
like,
the other
there's
side of the
little-
room. I think it sounds delicious.
And then
That
there's
would-
like a little slip on top of the container that like has a check mark, like what's in it.
It sounds delicious. I mean, burrito bowls are awesome. Like, what's wrong with burrito bowls?
The only reason I was cackling is because you gave the exact same reaction to Jeff's like $10,000 plate dinner as you did to the
Well,
Chipotle
it reminds
bowl.
me, speaking of food that Geoff has eaten, one of the things I wanted to bring up in this corner, how good was that chicken finger sub?
Oh, it's delicious. And you
It
want to know
looked
you
so
wanna know
good.
the other thing?
Yes.
I went back there. I haven't had another, but I tried to get one. Might have been like Boxing Day, and I went late at night, didn't close till 10. They were out of bread.
Really?
They're out of bread. Yeah, out of bread.
Wow.
Yeah.
What snacks have you been enjoying last week, Geoff? I don't care if anybody else is interested in this. I'm interested in this. What other snacks have you been enjoying?
No,
Please.
less snacking.
Oh, don't
no,
break
I
my
mean
heart
it.
like this.
I mean it. It's just some nice lunches and dinners.
Okay, but where have you gone that's fun that I would actually like? Where have you gone that you can't go in Toronto? Where have you
well,
gone?
some really nice restaurants.
No, I don't mean that. I mean like the fun places.
Do you feel like you don't have access to really nice restaurants in Toronto?
Of course you do. Like tell
No,
me
we
like
do.
what
These
fast
are
food places you've been going to.
These, they're just, walking distance, and it's nice, and the kids go to bed, and mom can, watch them, and then me and my wife can go eat a nice meal at and I don't know, yeah, it's and then you play the game where you don't know if the people next to you, if that's like grandpa and girlfriend or grandpa and granddaughter, you got no clue.
What fast food places have you gone to?
Not much. I mean
Jeffrey.
that.
Okay, well, not much means you've been to one or two.
No,
Where have you been?
honestly, me and my wife were discussing. This has been like the most just like pool, beach, just hanging around. Like we haven't normally done our excursions and our shopping. We've just it's been more relaxing than normal. We sort of noticed how that happened. And
Well, I'm happy that you've been able to relax, but like a little annoyed that I can't live vicariously through you, the various places that you've gone to that like would excite me.
You got excited about craft services, and then you're poo-pooing like the actual nice restaurants.
Well, but you can go to nice restaurants anywhere in your hometown. I'm talking about the stuff that you can't get at home.
Here's the thing. Like 4 years ago, I would have told you, like, there's no Chick-fil-A at home. There's no
Yes.
Like, what? There's no Jersey Mike's at home. Like the things I like the most have kind of come to Toronto, so I don't feel like I need to go eat there when I'm away. I don't know what you want from me.
You really ruined Tim's trip, Geoff.
I was kind of excited to have this conversation. I would call Geoff and just ask him these exact questions if we weren't talking about it on the show. I want to know.
I don't know. I haven't been snacking has kind of been down a bit. I got a thing.
It's Christmas time.
From the
Come on now.
The grocer's freezer aisle. I got a thing of Snickers ice cream bars.
Ooh, that sounds good.
They got Josh Allen on them.
So are the ice cream bars like on a stick? Like
no,
frozen?
They're like the size of a Snickers, but instead of like new, it's just like ice cream caramel. It's like looks like a candy bar. It's not very big, but that I don't know.
This
like,
sounds
I'm trying
really
to think
good.
of, like the snacks that I've eaten.
And so it's ice cream. Is it like covered in the chocolate the way that Snickers is covered in the chocolate?
Yes. I'll you know what? I'll do it. I'll give you a full video demo later.
I would actually really like that.
I'm like, this is so weird.
No, it's not. Like I've never had a Snickers ice cream bar before. Like I can imagine, like at the grocery store, you're getting them like on the wooden stick that they have the Kit Kat frozen treats or whatever. But like an actual bar shaped ice cream Snickers bar sounds pretty delicious.
This from the man who said that running is unhealthy.
I didn't say it was unhealthy. I said you get to a certain age where running has more downsides than upsides.
I don't know about that.
Because of the
maybe for you, my body is conditioned to be able to run.
You have had any number of you're an example of why running is not good for you. How many injuries have you given yourself?
I tore my calf twice.
I rest my case.
That was mainly due to dehydration.
I rest my case. You're only going to get more and more injured as you get older.
That's not. I did this 10 years ago.
Your body is like once you hit like 35, that's it for running. I think unless you're unless you're a sprinter,
unless you're you who then after age 35 can beat everyone in the NFL in a 40.
Not everybody. I could beat maybe one person.
None people. Running's
person.
fine.
My wife and daughter went to like a really fancy Scandinavian candy store that they enjoyed. I don't know what you.
Is it IKEA?
No,
because like they're Scandinavian, they have candy.
I don't know. I'm trying to think. I really
like IKEA food. I will say, IKEA for the price and the quality of food you get at their
Costco
cafeteria.
Or IKEA?
Well, what are you going for?
Food. I'm hungry.
Shelves.
Like, am I going for a full meal? If I'm going for like if I'm going for supper, IKEA is the place. If it's just like a quick lunch, Costco's your call.
The Costco cookie. You get it and you buy your shopping, right? Isn't that your move?
That cookie is so good, but I can't have it anymore because you guys ruined it for me because you said it had like 1,500 calories or something.
The fact that Pat needed to tell you that cookie was
I thought it had like 200. I thought it had like 250 calories in it. Apparently, it has like 250 calorie bites, according to you folks.
Cookie the size of Jeff's head.
It's a decent sized cookie, but it's also Costco. Nothing small at Costco.
It's 800
Nothing
calories.
is healthy either.
Yeah, if it was a 200 calorie cookie, cookies aren't healthy.
Chocolate chunk cookie that's like delicious, the size of my head, and you think that's a two. He's so naive. He thinks he's walking off that cookie while
I
shopping.
used to
in
think I was
Costco.
doing that. That I was burning it off while I was walking the Costco. Yeah, now I know what that's not true.
From the same man who brought you olive oil has no calories.
I was wrong, but I didn't realize that. I have long conceded I was wrong about that. My point stands that IKEA has excellent food options. The salmon is really good.
I like the ice cream.
meatballs are good. The
I do not
frozen
like the
treat,
meatballs.
the strawberry frozen treat, excellent.
I'm not going to
It's
get
like
that.
a
That's the
custard.
ice cream. That's the ice
I'm
cream.
just going to get like a regular cone.
Yeah, well, it's usually like the plant-based strawberry ice cream that isn't actually ice cream.
I got vanilla last time.
Okay, the strawberry one is excellent. It's like a sorbet, but it's actually quite delicious.
Yeah, I don't
The
think I want that.
plant-based meatballs are shockingly delicious. Not the veggie meatballs. The plant-based meatballs, shockingly fantastic. The salmon fillets are delicious. The regular meatballs are delicious. The lingonberry jam is
What
delicious.
is anything not good ever that you've
Yeah.
ever been tried or
He
been
tried-
given
the
for
pickle
free in your
burger
life?
from
Yeah, I
KFC.
didn't care for
Didn't
that.
like. That was a 5 out of
Their
10.
fish and chips are, I'm not a lover of the fish and chips.
7 out of 10.
Yeah, I think they have cod balls too. That's not really my thing.
That's probably unique to here. You know that, right?
I think it's unique to like
Every
IKEA and Norway.
every
or Sweden,
IKEA?
sorry. I think it's like a Sweden.
So you think if you went to IKEA in the middle of Kansas, they would have cod balls?
I suspect they would. I suspect it's pretty uniform everywhere you go.
I assumed it was somewhere where they had that stuff.
I think it's just frozen from Sweden that they bring over.
Why would they do that? That sounds
Because I
like
think
so
that's what
much
IKEA
money.
does. I
That
think
sounds
they,
like so much money.
I think that they just.
Like the stuff in IKEA isn't made in Sweden and shipped here, right?
I think almost all of it is.
I assumed it would just be made here.
Like the salmon doesn't come from Canada. The salmon is like from the Nordic area.
always.
Well, the frozen ones that you like go to the food store, yeah, it comes from like Norway.
Where? IKEA, USA. Maybe it is shipped over. That seems like wildly unpractical, though.
I have one more question for you.
I'm all ears.
If there was like a phone sex hotline, but for describing Geoff's meals, would you dabble?
I would definitely call a 1-900 number to ask Geoff about what he was eating for a snack on Palm Beach. Yes, I'm like, again, I don't care if the listeners aren't. It's week 18, whatever. You're priced in. I'm asking the questions I'm interested in because these are the things that I care about. And if I know Geoff is going to the States and is going to be eating all kinds of excellent food, I think he knows at this point already. I'm going to ask for a pretty fulsome inventory of what he's been eating. And I'm the Snickers bar story in and of itself justified my whole line of questions. Because now I'm like very happy to know that this
And
exists.
you know, every American knows what you're talking about. Like, and they'll think like, "What's wrong with Tim?" Because it's just a thing that's in every
they'll think
gas
nothing of
station,
it.
like across the country.
But we don't have them. So
Most
They
IKEA
also had Twix ones, but I got the Snickers.
Most IKEA furniture is produced outside the United States, made in countries such as China, Poland, Italy, Germany, or other European and Asian nations.
that makes sense.
They used to have a big factory in Virginia where they made it all, but it was too costly. Had to get rid of it.
I really like IKEA. I'm a fan of IKEA. I like I like everything they do.
Can we film a video as a part of the Cust Does series? And I will purchase a product at IKEA and you can build it.
I'm really bad at that.
I
I'm not good at putting together IKEA
You
furniture.
need anything like Pat will buy it for you.
No, it's not about the purchasing. It's that I'm really bad at assembling.
No, but Tim
maybe
has
there's
to-
something you need.
Tim
in the
has
house,
to put it
in
together.
your condo.
I'm not good at assembling the furniture.
They're pretty easy instructions.
You
probably
say
Yeah,
that.
smiley
Buy a
face
couple-
guy.
Yeah.
There's probably a couple things you've walked by and been like, "I'd love to get that, but I don't want to put it
Are you
together."
kidding me? Have you ever walked through IKEA and not have stopped at 3 or 4 things and go, oh, that's really cool.
What do you think is the best part of IKEA? Like when you're walking through, is it the fake plant section? That seems like it's right up your alley. The lights.
I love the lamps. They are so cool.
You do
If
seem like a lamp guy.
They have the neatest. I have very contemporary, surprisingly enough, I have very contemporary taste for furniture and for furnishings. Like I like really modern looking stuff. I don't like older stuff. I have like a real interest in very contemporary furniture, contemporary furnishings. I find IKEA has a great way of describing that very modern looking stuff, like the lamps and the furniture and the couches and the everything. I think it's really neat. I think it's really sort of like off the wall and modern, and I really think it's cool.
Very modern, very cool.
And the lamp, I have an IKEA lamp at home, and I love it. I've been using it as my night light, but it's just like a regular standard lamp. It's really cool.
Sounds very bright.
It is, but I like it bright. That's the point. The point of having the light on is that I can actually have the light on.
I like that like newer listeners to the show are just gonna like wonder why we like completely no sell Tim talking about his nightlight, but you know.
Well, I don't think we're getting many new viewers this week. I don't feel like this show is an entry point into the universe.
Someone who started listening like this year might not have known about the nightlight.
I use a nightlight when I go to sleep because it makes me feel comfortable and safe, and I like to have the
big man.
I like the light on. I am not somebody who can sleep in complete darkness and in complete silence. I need noise and I need light. That is what makes me happy.
I need blacked out.
Well, look, I respect that a lot of people need perfect silence and darkness to fall asleep. And like, I get it. Everybody's different. I find it next to impossible to sleep that way. I want noise. I want fans. I want lights. I want it all. Like that to me is comforting. But I'm not everybody. I'm me. There's lots of people out there like me who need like white noise, who need a light, who need a fan.
White noise? You're talking about like full on traffic jams.
No, like I want the television on, or I want a podcast rolling. And I want my light on.
I could listen to something, but I would want it pitch black.
I'm with Geoff. I don't mind a bit of sound.
I respect that. That isn't for me. I like the comforting idea of waking up. If I have to use the washroom or something and the light's already on and like, I don't know.
Couldn't you solve a lot of these problems by just wearing a diaper to bed?
Stop it.
You just go.
Just stop it.
Just go.
Just stop it.
Well, you're always looking for conveniences.
I'm surprised you want it dark and silent. You're not spending all night like having a existential crisis about what type of haircut you should have today.
That's an interesting callback.
Yeah, it is. But it's a callback to this show. So I think people will enjoy that.
But people watch these Cust Corners well after the fact.
Well, then maybe you should watch the whole show, people.
No, they watch the whole show, but we release them as Cust Corners by themselves.
We don't.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, see, well, we don't because you do. I don't know how you do anything. As Geoff has long expressed, I don't know much about the show that I'm on or the network that I participate in things in. I show up. I'm like Krusty. I record and I leave. I don't know.
The talent. He's the talent.
I'm the talentless talent. That's my skill.
Late set of games. Your New York Jets.
All right. Speaking of no talent.
Are at the Bills. 7 is the spread. 38 is the total. I'm guessing it's Allen for a drive than Trubisky.
That's what I'm guessing too. So like,
which means the Bills are going to cover because that's still way better than what the Jets have.
So I like the Jets in the game. This is what makes me sad about Week 18. It's like, you know what? The Jets are extremely frustrating and extremely bad this year. And the last month has been like one of the worst months of Jets football I can remember. Like it's in the pantheon of worst Jets month of all time.
Have you watched all of it?
Oh yeah, every second.
Because you bailed on not more winning football, but you failed on like higher level Jets.
Well,
football.
that's because I was trying to send them a message. I don't have the expectations, but like, despite how terrible they are, despite how awful they are, I'm going to miss them. I love watching them on Sundays. I like them being on. I like seeing them. I like, knowing who I'm playing this week. I'm going to miss them. I like my team. They're my favorite team, and I like seeing them. And it makes me sad when I don't get to see them no more.
No, Isaiah Whitlock Jr. has died. That just came out. He played Clay Davis on The Wire.
Oh, okay.
I don't mean to.
But I feel like Geoff probably has a very similar feeling, even when the Chargers are bad. Like you miss them when they're gone, right?
Him. I mean, listen. At least I get to go to the playoffs like once every 3 years, so I know what it feels like to get invited to a party like that party. But
I have memories.
The saddest day of the year is when I'm not involved in Wild Card Weekend. It is just like. My insides are crushed. Even if the team was so bad that I've had like months to mentally prepare for that, to not, be involved in just seeing those matchups come up and get a ticket to the dance. I'm so sad and I miss them. And it's, I love watching them. Even it's weird. It's torture, but I don't know. It's my favorite thing because I don't know. I feel most alive. So yeah, that's, I feel you, Tim. That hit hard. And I felt what you just said.
Even this last week, like the Patriots were, blowing their doors off and like, come on, what are you doing? Make a block. Like I have no expectations. I know they're getting crushed. And like, Still would rather them play than not play.
Well, you have like a fit because you haven't had any rage. So if they announce Aaron Glenn's coming back like Sunday night, Monday, are we getting like a rage Tim next week a little?
Not a
no?
rage, but I really thought like they had sort of essentially said that he was coming back, and then they had one of the worst months in the franchise's history. I think it's a hard sell to bring him back. Maybe they will. I don't think they should. Maybe they will. I'll be annoyed if he comes back because I don't think he's the guy, but whatever. Like, I don't have the passion to feel like rage. Like, what am I getting enraged about? Like, that's what it is.
If they could hire any coach right now who's available, who would you want? It looks like Stefanski might be coming up too.
Yeah, I mean, I just want somebody who's competent, who's not a first timer, and has had a little bit of success. So Stefanski being an example.
Is that what you want?
If you told me if you told me they hired Mike McCarthy, you're telling me that like within 2 years' time, I'll have a team probably playoff bound. Like that's Mike McCarthy's track record, even when he got to Dallas.
Like toast.
It's not
craft services.
Look, Mike McCarthy was a Super Bowl winning head coach.
Oh, he had a Hall of Fame quarterback on his team.
He did. I'm just saying, like, Mike McCarthy would not like upset me in any way, shape, or form. He's competent. He's like, I don't know, like somebody like.
But hold on a second. Aren't you winning the Super Bowl in 2 years? So is it going to be that coach who wins the Super Bowl, or that coach is just going to get you on path and then someone's going to come in and then you win the Super Bowl?
I guess it depends on when they draft that quarterback and how good they are at developing.
Didn't Mike McCarthy get fired by the Cowboys because he claimed that when he was he
didn't get fired.
Season,
His contract just ended.
No, Pat. He did that the week after he got hired.
Yeah, that happened like right away.
Acknowledged that he like lied about how much like football he'd been watching.
But then he turned around and Dallas made the playoffs like all but one of the years he was there. So like again, was it super successful in some ways? Like in Geoff's warped world, where the only thing that could possibly matter is hoisting a Lombardi trophy.
Because you need something like, you just need something normal. And
Yes.
Mike McCarthy, he's been to two places. Both of them didn't go horribly. He can bring normal and get you guys hopefully out of the nut low.
In the last 5 years, I've had Adam Gase at a press conference looking like a fly was buzzing around his head. A team that started 0-13. A team that went 6-10 and looked somewhat competitive. I had Aaron Rodgers tear his ACL on opening day. I had Aaron Rodgers come back the next year and blow up the whole season and have Geoff Ulbrich coach the team in week 5 after we traded a second-round pick for Devontae Adams. This year, I had us pay Justin Fields $40 million for 2 years, and they're going to win 3 games and have the worst December in history. I need normal.
Yeah, but
I just want respectable. Oh, my goodness. What I wouldn't give for like the year the New Orleans Saints had this year, where they're going to go like 7-10 and not be a joke and maybe go over a win total and not be a complete embarrassment to football. I would take that so quickly. My standards, I'm such a cheap date right now. My standards are so low. I want that chicken finger sub for dinner. That's what I want. Just give me that.
yeah, so you say that, but you're also like Chester Lampwick. After he got all that itchy and scratchy money, he was still trying to shine shoes. You'd still want that chicken finger sandwich.
But let me first, let me just get competent first. That's all I want. Aaron Glenn is a clown, just like Gase was a clown, just like Ulbrich was a clown.
You know
just
what?
like
You were
Saleh
a clown for picking the Patriots to win the division, and look how it happened.
and a clown for saying that I didn't think Allen was the best quarterback in the division, when another quarterback in the division is going to win the MVP. You're right. So I guess
I was wrong.
Do you
Credit
think that
to
Drake
Tim.
May is a better quarterback than Josh Allen?
this year,
Do you think that he is?
this
If you were
season,
if you were trying to win,
no. But this
So
season,
the answer is no.
but this season he was the better quarterback, and they both played all their games, and he was the best quarterback in the NFL. He's going to win the MVP.
I still think that's a bit. I still think it should be Stafford. Like, just take a look at Stafford's schedule. He played real defenses.
I wouldn't have a problem if you gave it to Stafford. I had a weird sense that if Williams had won last week and then won this week, that they might actually, Caleb Williams might steal it from everybody.
No, I don't think so.
He had like a 5-6 TD performance, and the Bears got the 1 seed. You could have like pulled the rug out from everybody. Particularly if the Patriots had like not played amazing. I thought there was actually a path for Caleb 2 weeks ago. There isn't now. Now it's either going to be, I think it will be May, because I don't think Stafford takes a snap this. Well, he's going to play this week, but no one cares. No one's going to watch that game.
Yeah,
I think it's sort of like
They basically flop spots. He's minus 330 to win. That's what Stafford was.
And no one's going to see either of those games, so I kind of don't think it matters.
If May plays horrible, he loses. As long as he doesn't shit on himself, he's fine. He wins.
Yeah.
It seems to be that way anyway.
Well, we'll get into that game soon.
Jeff needs to make a pick and Bills Jets.
Jets.
Yeah, the Jets will keep this one close.
Yeah, that's what I
Bills
said.
have nothing to
That's what
play.
I said last week.
The Bills, okay, fair enough. But the Bills have literally very little to play for. Their best players aren't going to play. And they only really have two, which is James Cook and Josh Allen. They're probably not going to.
You know what? I'd sit Joey Bosa too. He'd put him in wrap.
I would 100% not let Mr. Bosa take a snap. So, the Jets are on a 2-year Week 18 winning streak.
Jesus Christ.
We beat the Patriots. We ended Belichick's career with a win 2 years ago. We knocked the Dolphins out of the playoffs last year in Week 18. So now we have a chance to go 3-0 in division in Week 18 the last 3 years. So that's something. When I called it a hinge game, what I meant was it's an opportunity to strike a little bit of respectability into the franchise going into the offseason. That the last thing you remember from the season was a touch of respectability.
So,
No.
just because you beat the Bills' backups?
Just you finished the year respectably.
Week 18 is like a meaningless blur. I don't, in the context of the Jets, I don't get it from your end, but
Just
I
a little
respect
bit of
your opinion to
respectability.
feel that way.
Just a little bit of something to build on for next year.
Oh my god.
You think if you could reset the quarterbacks and you're the Patriots, you would take Josh Allen instead of Drake May?
Yes.
Ask me that question at the end of the year.
No, it's right now. It's before the playoffs start.
No, they would still rather Josh Allen. But if the Patriots win the Super Bowl this year, the answer would be Drake May.
Sure.
Sure. Yeah. Drake May wins the Super Bowl and he's not making $60 million yet. I'd probably pick Drake May too.
If he's the MVP of the league and he wins the Super Bowl, he might be everybody's pick.
More than Jared Goff? Lions, Bears.
Dan Campbell's lucky. They won enough games earlier in the year that they didn't finish 5-11 because he probably would have got fired.
No.
A lot of this is his fault.
Maybe, but no.
He's been calling the plays for 2 months, and they've been terrible.
He has a total cluster F, free pass. Even
some of it's his fault. Some of it's his fault.
I'm not saying
a lot of
you're
it's his
wrong.
fault.
I'm saying organizationally, there's no way old lady Martha would have let him go if they won 4 games.
I thought he was going to take the Michigan job.
Yeah,
that's such an easy out for him.
Yeah,
and it feels like he'd be a great college coach.
I think he would be a fantastic college coach. But I don't know when the markets come out for first coach fired next year. If they start really slow, I don't know. But they'll also quite likely could have a 4th place schedule next year. That would be really good for them. So
they're 2.5-point dogs in Chicago. 50.5 is the total.
Bears have something to play for.
I like the Bears anyway.
And I like the Bears because there is a real reason to want to be the 2 seed over the 3 seed. You would far rather get a very depleted Packers team who you just beat 2 weeks ago at home over Rams or 49ers or Seahawks.
I think it means more to the Bears to be the 2 seed than it does the Eagles. I don't think the Eagles really care who they play.
I agree with that completely. I think the Bears need the 2 seed because in the second round, if things go to form, they want Philly coming there. They don't want to be going to Philly.
They beat Philly in Philly.
Yeah, I think they want to be home for as many games as possible. And look, if the Seahawks are number 1, you can imagine Sam stubbing his toe, you could host the championship game at home.
Yeah.
So being the 2 seed really is something to be desired. And what makes us think that Detroit has anything left? That team, I would never say they quit on their coach. I don't understand. I don't understand what's wrong.
Well, they don't have an offensive line. We've seen that 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, but that doesn't explain 6 turnovers.
They don't have an offensive line, and they don't have Justin Herbert.
Yeah, there are certain quarterbacks you can get away with and patch together and look reasonable. Jared Goff is not one of those guys.
And it's outdoors, and yeah, I don't see the path for Detroit. I think this spread is short. I like the Bears.
This might be dumb of me, but it's really just based on it being outdoors. I agree with what Tim said, but I'd have enough. I don't know. I kind of think that Dan Campbell team would finish strong.
I thought that last week.
I don't know any team in the Lions position having to play outdoors. It's just such a start the bus. I'm taking the Bears. The number feels short, so I'm pretty sketched out about it.
So you're taking the Bears?
Yeah.
Okay. Your Chargers at Denver. Tim likes the Chargers. This we know.
Pull up the Broncos schedule for the year.
13-3.
Yeah, let's go through some of their wins.
Titans, Bengals, Eagles, Jets, Giants, Cowboys, Texans, Vegas, Chiefs, Commanders, Raiders, Packers, Chiefs.
Now let's look at some of the margins in those games. They beat the Commanders, who are terrible, by
A point.
They beat the Jets, who are horrific, by
2 points.
They beat the Raiders by
My wife is calling me.
3 points and 7 points, I believe.
Yes.
They beat the Giants, who are the second worst team in the NFL, by
1 point. After an amazing comeback. But it's weird.
the Chiefs, who had no one you've ever heard of in Travis Kelce last week. They beat by a touchdown.
Beat by 7 points.
The Titans, who it took a miracle in week 1 for them to get a push, they beat by 8. The Titans were bad. Like,
But
the
what's-
Broncos have all these wins, but like unlike the Patriots, who played an easy schedule and were rolling teams, Broncos played an easy schedule and barely escaped time after time after time. So don't tell me they should be
Are
12
they your
and a half
number one
point-
playoff fraud?
Yeah, I think they are.
They did also beat the Bengals by almost 30.
Okay.
They beat the Cowboys by 20. They came back and they beat the Texans, a playoff team. They beat them
They
by
beat
3.
the Chiefs like in a big when it was still like really big for
Correct.
the Chiefs.
That's
and they went to Philly and beat the Eagles. So
I'm not saying they don't have some good wins, but I'm saying the predominant, the greater number of their wins are against horrible teams, and the margins are very, very sketchy
so good at winning close games.
against horrible teams. And the Chargers not playing anybody who's good constitutes a horrible team in the week 18 roster you put together.
I like this angle.
It's too many points. This should be like 5.5, not 12.5. I don't know that the
Coaches-
Chargers
at
are
least
going
here's
to.
the thing: the opponents in the games you're talking about put energy. Even if their teams were bad, they put energy into that game. Every ounce of organizational bandwidth is not being put to this game. The energy and attention that they're putting into this game is at a -0.
You think Jim Harbaugh, with an opportunity to prevent the Broncos from having
Let
the
me
one
tell
seed,
you
has
one
no
thing,
juice?
pal. Let me tell you one thing. I don't even need you to finish your sentence.
I had
There's
finished it.
only one thing that matters in Jim Harbaugh's life. And you know what's great? It coincides with really one of only, I mean, we don't need to count heads. So I only have 2 things I'll care about in life because we'll count one as 4. And one of them
I was gonna say,
coincides
don't
with
you have
the
3
only
children?
thing Jim Harbaugh cares about in life, and that is winning a Super Bowl. So I will tell you this: Jim Harbaugh this week is only doing what he thinks gives him the best chance to fulfill his only life's goal. He does not care what the Broncos do. He doesn't care. The Chargers have an opportunity. If they somehow won their playoff game, they then go to Denver. So they have to beat Denver. You're saying they can beat Denver. They will save that for when they have to, and they will let Denver think that they're king of shit.
I think
like-
I think that the Broncos
I told you guys in the group
are going to
chat
struggle.
to bet it. I bet it at 7.5. I wish I didn't lollygag on 7, but before the announcement came out, I was unequivocally certain that Jim Harbaugh would not see any value. Like I said, last year, Jim Harbaugh played our asses off in week 18 to get the 5 seed to play Houston. We didn't win, but it was in their minds, it avoided playing Mahomes or Lamar and created a scenario to potentially avoid Allen. That's why they played. This is not that. The Chargers are laying down. They're laying down.
Despite your
40-0.
CLV, I like
What?
despite the good CLV that you have, I don't care. I think the Broncos are not good enough to beat anybody by this type of spread. Really.
What do you think that it looks like defensively? We know offensively you get Trey Lance. What are the Chargers going to do on the defensive side of the ball? Like, who is playing for?
I don't know what happens on Friday when you see like 8 guys called up from the practice squad.
Yeah. I'll go with you. I'll go with Denver.
I agree. Like, there's not enough bodies. Some guys have to play. The organizations aren't big enough to guys not to play. But I'm like, I'm telling you, we're showing nothing. We're doing nothing. We're going for some. We're getting our bearings right for altitude to get used to it for 2 weeks from now, if we're lucky enough to have that opportunity. That's all that's happening. We're testing out our altitude gadgets.
Could be the greatest draw of a 7 seed of all time to
Don't
play
talk
at
and we'll do it
Foxborough-
next week.
at Foxborough and then at Denver the way those two teams are
Do
constructed,
it next week. We'll do this next week.
like being the 7 seed might be a good thing to be.
Chiefs at Vegas. Chiefs for me.
You wake up and you're in an AFC championship game just by blinking.
-5.5 Chiefs. I'm taking them.
The fact that you think
Don't you only have 5 minutes left, Geoff?
Yeah. It's maybe a little more. No one's come through the door yet. So, so this is on me. Could the Chiefs lay down to spoil the draft pick?
I don't think so. I mean,
know, it doesn't
they're
go that
already
deep.
laying down. They'll still probably beat the fucking Raiders.
They were laying down last week. They're laying down this week. The Raiders got nothing.
This feels like a Fienberg. But yeah, I think the Raiders have a mandate, and Tom Brady will make sure it's followed. So Raiders lose, Chiefs win.
I think the Raiders could play their very
Wait,
best.
so who's covering?
The Chiefs. Sorry, but who's playing quarterback for the Raiders?
Who knows? Probably Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, but if Geno can play, it'll be him. If not, it'll be Pickett. Again, I think the Raiders could play their very best right now and not cover this number. So I take the Chiefs.
Arizona at the Raiders?
Rams.
Like, they're for sure playing everyone?
That's what they say. I mean, I believe them.
What's the best they can do?
They can be the 5 seed if they win and San Francisco loses on Saturday. Now, they will know that going into the game because the 49ers play the day before.
Well, I don't have an opportunity to lose picking the Cardinals after this week, so I'll take the Cardinals again.
I like the Cardinals here, too. The Rams
Wait, you are taking the Cardinals?
I'm taking the Cardinals, too. The Rams need a get-right game, but I'm not sure they're going to find it.
Okay.
I don't believe the Rams are actually going to look for the get-right game they're going to look for. So I think the Cardinals cover.
Now,
too.
the Cardinals, much like the Raiders, are terrible.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I'm changing my pick. I'm going to go with the Rams.
Oh, yeah, the Cardinals are terrible, but
I keep forgetting how terrible they are.
yeah, well, you know.
Miami, New England, 10.5. I like Miami.
Oh, yeah. I shouldn't love the Dolphins. Cold, outside, in a game where the Patriots need it. The Dolphins have got nothing to play
Quarterback with a stupid tattoo on his arm.
for. You know, Quinn Ewers of last week covers this game. The Quinn Ewers of 2 weeks ago has no chance. I don't know what we're going to get out of Miami, but I think we'll see a close, low-scoring, ugly game.
Maybe Miami can get the flu and then breathe really hard on Patriots players. I'll take the Patriots. I'll take the Patriots. I'll lay the points here.
The one hedge against this it being 10.5 is they want to ensure May wins MVP.
Yeah, I get that.
There's that part of this.
I do get that.
Washington and Philly is 7 points right now. I honestly don't think Philly's going to play anyone. I'll take Washington.
Yes, and the fact that Washington really, really, really wants to win the game after the shenanigans of 2 weeks ago and the Eagles are kind of going to lay down, I think the spread's way too big. I like the Commanders here.
I'm with Tim. I got nothing really else on that.
Last game, the important game that's left. Baltimore at Pittsburgh. Sunday Night Football for the division of the AFC North. Baltimore's a 3.5-point favorite on the road. I like Pittsburgh.
Don't let Lamar into the playoffs. I'll tell you that.
Don't
right
let
now.
Aaron Rodgers into the playoffs. Let me tell you.
When they don't have DK Metcalf
Or Calvin Austin.
they can do nothing.
And
they're
no
not
Darnell
gonna-
Washington now either. Out.
They can't score. The offense has got nothing. Unless a team goes into prevent defense, they can't do anything.
I will say.
No, I got to play the Ravens here.
The pass rush of the Browns, bit better than the Ravens.
The last 2
Ravens?
weeks, the Ravens against the Patriots played the Patriots super close, and then they scored 1,000,000 points against Green Bay.
They played the Patriots super close. They had that game won and gave it away.
But what I'm saying is the Ravens are playing much, much better football than Pittsburgh is. Pittsburgh's last win was against, or at least that win against the Ravens, was on a very sketchy drop of a pass in the end zone. Baltimore has got to be the play here. I think Baltimore wins this game.
Pittsburgh at home, two teams that just don't have the juice this year. I'll take the points. They might lose by 3. That's fine.
Well, yeah, but
I just think there's just too many bodies missing on Pittsburgh in this moment.
JJ Watt might be back.
Is that what they're saying?
TJ Watt.
TJ Watt. He said he could play.
If he can play, he's got to play. Playoff game.
Steelers optimistic. TJ Watt.
I think
play.
he plays.
I'm taking Baltimore, and I'm not happy about it. I kind of want to see Pittsburgh win this game.
You should, because you don't want this Ravens team will be
Agreed.
supremely disrespected coming into the playoffs, but like I would take them over the Texans in the first week, probably.
Well, it might be a nice spot to bet the Texans.
It might be, but
because if the Ravens get in, especially if they win this game forcefully, they'll get a lot of credit.
they'll be a short favorite at home.
They'll be favorites against
1.5 point favorites at home, and like I wouldn't pick against Lamar and Derrick Henry and that team.
I will pick against Lamar this week because there's just no chance he's 100%. Every time we haven't seen 100%, he's just not good.
Doesn't need to be. Give the ball to Derrick Henry, who showed you last week. If you feed him, he still has the juice to knock people down. And Pittsburgh just can't score. If Baltimore can get to 17, honest to heavens, that's probably enough.
You really hate Aaron Rodgers now.
Well, look, I'm no fan of his. And seeing him lose in the last game of the year would bring me a tremendous amount of joy. But again, I'm aware of my biases. I also think without Metcalf, who's by far their most important offensive player, I don't think they got anything. So that's that.
I like Pittsburgh here. So, Superlocks. What do you guys got for week 17 or week 18? I like Dallas.
Go with Denver.
I like Dallas. So I'll take Dallas. You're taking Denver, Geoff?
Yeah, for me, it's Denver, New Orleans, Denver.
Oh, my goodness. Who do I want to take here?
Seems like you really like the Chiefs.
I like the Chiefs a lot. I like the Chargers a lot.
Green Bay, I think, is also a good pick.
Yeah, I'll take the Chiefs.
Chiefs?
Pick the Chiefs.
Chiefs minus 5.5?
I know. Isn't that horrible? Oh, my goodness.
What's the name of the man who plays quarterback for them again?
Ola Okawondu.
He's from. It's a name that sounds like it's from Wakanda.
It's not a real place. Recapture free money teaser.
Titans, Seahawks, Panthers, Texans.
Four team 6-point.
How come you're not taking the Chargers to 18?
Yeah.
Yeah, if they're going to cover
if they don't cover this game, they're going to lose by 1 million.
Okay, that's a fair point.
That's why.
All right. Well, that will do it for the regular season edition of the Pat Mayo Experience, Cust Corner, and everything. I want to thank the Coin for being here and Tim Andergust for being here. Geoff, I can hear the kids rattling around in the background. Thank you for making the time. We do not have golf starting next week. We will be regular time football next week on Tuesday. Then we switch for the final few rounds of the playoffs to Mondays. We'll have golf Monday and golf Monday morning, football Monday evening with Geoff and I, and Tim will be there for the football shows. You're in review on Thursday, Michael Kim on Friday, and hopefully, if Pizzola responds, we can record best bets tomorrow morning. But
Pizzola's like dead
sick
with the flu right now.
Yeah, I might need to find a Pizzola replacement.
Damn,
Cam's already on the show.
He's got 6 mineral picks to make. You kidding me? The full slate of games. He's got 6 picks in him.
So I assume Rob's asleep. That's where I'm at with it right now. So we'll see if Best Bets comes out this week or not. It's week 18. We could be playing on the disabled list here. We'll see how it works out. Maybe I can find her. Maybe is there a replacement I can get off the top of your head?
No.
Tim's got work. Jeff's away. Jared, you might have to be making picks tomorrow.
Cam asked me to do early days. Producers picks.
So there you go. We'll fulfill Cam's New Year's wish of letting you make picks for the season. Anyway, sub to the channel, leave a rating and review, smash the like, turn on the notifications. That will do it for me. Play in that one and done at fantasygolfchampionships.com. Get in before January 1st. Send me a screenshot. You might get a free $250 entry. All right? We'll see you next time.
Experience!